Hello everyone, hope you are doing well. Today I am going to provide you a novel called Hunted by Wraith. Hope you will like it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give us a like. Let's get started.
Chapter 1. Selenif always loved reading, getting lost in someone else's words, escaping my own life, if only for a little while, living through the eyes of a heroine who gets to experience love, adventure, and the kind of passion that makes your pulse race. It's like dreaming, only better. To see the world as they do, to feel wanted the way they are. I trail my fingers over the pages of my book, savoring the words like a fine wine. Here, in this world, there is no death, nor blood. On my hands, it's reading about their battles and strength that lets my mind rest for a while. The illusion shatters, Celine. The screech of my name rips through the quiet sanctuary of my room, slamming me back into reality. I exhale sharply, rolling my eyes before setting my book down. My muscles are already tightening in irritation as I drag myself toward the source of my headache, the shrill, pathetic excuse of a woman my father had the misfortune of calling his wife. Barbara stands in the foyer, arms crossed, foot tapping aggressively against the marble floor like some kind of deranged wind-up doll, wearing some designer dress that's trying too hard to make her look youthful. Her fried platinum blonde hair is overstyled, her dull blue eyes outlined with heavy black liner that does nothing to conceal the lack of brightness in them. I can see the stress is eating at her. Good. How dare you, she screeches. I tilt my head, feigning curiosity. You'll have to be a little more specific. Barbara, I do a lot of things that make you squeal like a pig. You walk around here like you're better than me, spreading lies, telling people I had something to do with your father's passing. I blink at her. She really is stupid, isn't she? Oh yes. I forget to mention, my father is dead. 6 months ago, just 3 months after he made the brilliant decision to marry this leech. Coincidence? I think not. My father was a healthy man. He worked out daily, barely drank, and at 45 he was in better shape than men half his age. And yet, out of nowhere, he was gone, conveniently leaving behind a massive estate and a multi-million-dollar company, both of which he left to me. So, the fact that Barbara is still here making demands is almost laughable. Barbara, why are you even here? I sigh, crossing my arms. You no longer have a right to be. Her scowl deepens. You little bitch. This house should have been mine. And yet, you wonder why I had trouble believing my father's mysterious passing wasn't your fault. Her expression twists, and within seconds, her crocodile tears appear rolling down her perfectly contoured cheeks, like she is auditioning for a soap opera. You have no idea what you're talking about. She sniffles. I loved your father, I scoff. Right. I'm sure you loved him just as much as you loved his bank account. She snarls, stepping closer. You will regret this, Celine. Oh, Barbs. I take a slow step forward, lowering my voice to something silky, something dangerous. Are you threatening me? She doesn't get the chance to answer. Ma'am, is everything all right? Maximus, head of house security. At first glance he doesn't look like much. Lean-built brown hair, chocolate brown, almost black eyes, but I know better. Maximus has taken out almost as many people as the Wraith, and Barbara knows it. As his gaze lands on her, his jaw tightens. He takes a step forward, and instantly she moves back. Well, Maximus, I say, turning to him, this wench somehow got onto my property despite being very much unwelcome. You may need to have a little chat with the guys at the gate. Maximus's nostrils flare slightly, the only outward sign of the hatred he also has for this woman. I'll handle it. Barbara glares at me. This is not over, Celine. The way she spits my name like a curse only amuses me further. But it is, Barbara. I wave my hand toward the door. Now be a good girl and leave. She straightens her shoulders, holding her head high like she still has some dignity left. Before spinning on her heels and stalking toward the exit, make sure she gets off the property. I tell Maximus, and remind the guards that she is to never step foot on my property again. He nods before heading out after her. With a long sigh, I turn on my heel and head back upstairs. That encounter definitely calls for a long hot bath. Well, do my eyes deceive me, or is that Celine Nightshade in the flesh? I roll my eyes at the teasing voice but can't stop the smile that tugs at my lips. Lily. She grins at me, her cherry cola-colored hair tied up in a high ponytail, blue eyes twinkling with mischief. It's been a week since I last saw her, and for Lily, anything longer than a few days is unacceptable. Lily, you miss me that much? I tease. You're the one who's been busy with work. She lets out a loud, carefree laugh, making my smile widen. Hey, a girl's gotta make her money. My new boss is kind of a hard ass. She winks, then flags down a waiter. Lily and I met in college 5 years ago in a computer intelligence course. She was studying cybersecurity and absolute genius with technology. My father recruited her while she was still a student. After I mentioned her talents over breakfast one morning, she's been working ever since, lately working to uncover who was involved in happened to my father. Well, I say, your boss appreciates all your effort on this specific job. A shadow passes over her face. To Lily, my father was more than a mentor, he was family. As the eldest of 3 kids to a single mother, my dad took her under his wing, just like he did with Maximus. I'm getting closer, Celine. I swear, but we both know where this is leading in the end. I nod, my chest tightening. We all know who's paying the consequences. Even her mother, innocent and kind, knows. But Barbara isn't smart enough to have orchestrated this alone. There's more to this. Someone else is pulling the strings, and that is what Lily is looking for. I know, Lily, I murmur. She takes my hand and squeezes. I won't stop until we have names and locations. I know you won't. She eyes me for a long moment, then pulls her hand back and grins. So, what's this top-secret paperwork you needed me to sign? I pull the folder from my bag and pass it to her. Her skeptical look quickly shifts to shock. Her eyes scan the first document, then the second. By the third, she's glaring at me. Are you out of your damn mind? I exhale. Lily, it's just a precaution. Precaution, my ass. Lily, you're the only person I trust with this. She shakes her head but eventually picks up the pen. You're one crazy bitch, Celine. But you're right. She signs the papers. I smile, relieved. Are you ready for tonight? She asks. I smirk. You know I'm always ready to play in the shadows. She leans in, a wicked gleam in her eyes. Well then, she whispers, let's go play in the dark. Chapter 2. Celine. When I arrive home, I look up at the modern, contemporary architecture of the mansion, with its many windows that let in natural light, warming the space. The memory of the day my father showed me this new house hits me unexpectedly. What, do you think? Shukaplu. I grin at my father and jump into his arms. It's perfect. I can't believe you had it built. He spins me in a circle, his laugh booming in the air. I would do anything for you. Plus, I know you never felt at home in the old place. I never did like the old house. It was cold, dark, everything a bachelor might appreciate. But this was different. The windows, the light, everything I'd craved for my reading, all right here in front of me. Double quotes. Thank you, Father. I love you. I hug him tightly. I love you too, Shukaplum. A knock on my window breaks me from the memory, and I wipe away the single tear that has slipped down my cheek. I miss my father dearly, the man he was before Barbara, the snake with venom. I glance out the window to see Maximus standing beside my blacked-out Charger. Maximus had always been like an uncle to me. At 35, he was found by my father on the streets when he was just 15, back when my father was a single man, just starting Onyx with small security jobs. Maximus loves to tell me about the day my father asked him if he knew how to hold a gun and take a punch, because he had a sugarplum who needed protection. Maximus's 15-year-old brain thought my father was talking about a dog, but when he realized what my father meant, he understood his role, to protect the heir of what would soon become the largest security agency in Vegas. I climb out of my car, and he pulls me into a hug. He always knows when I'm struggling with the loss. Maximus is the only one who never judged me for coming off as cold and heartless after my father's death. But no one knew that in this life, you have to grieve in small moments over time, never letting it consume you, or everything will crumble. How are you doing, Salim? He releases me, looking at me with concern. I'm okay, Max, just another moment. Are you and the team ready for tonight? Like my father, I always addressed the inner circle professionally in front of outsiders or team members to avoid making them feel lesser. Yes, everything is ready. You sure it'll be fine with just 5 of us on the field? We start heading inside, and I nod, glancing at him. I don't think we need much more. The Italians just asked for an extraction. It can't be too hard. The club will be packed. Okay, I'll leave you to get ready then. We'll meet here at 8. Asterisk as we walk into the foyer. I check the time, it's only 2, giving me plenty of time to get some things done before I prepare. Is Lily coming here to work, or is she staying at her place? I look over at Max and smile, knowing he's smitten with my best friend but feels it's unprofessional to make a move. She'll be working from here. She enjoys her larger office and the quiet when you and I are in the field. You know this. I give him a wink, and he blushes a little. He nods and takes his leave, heading to his part of the house on the east end, which includes his office, bedroom, and bathroom. I remove my black heels from lunch and make my way up the marble staircase to my rooms. Once inside my bedroom, I drop face first onto my bed. Today has gone exactly as I needed it to, minus the visit from Barbara. Hopefully my luck will continue into the evening as the Wraith. The Wraith is my code name. I earned it when, at 17, I discovered an intruder on the property during my midnight soak in the hot tub. He was trying to sneak up the side of the house to my father's bedroom. I stalked him through the shadows and ended him before he could reach the balcony. It was messy but swift. When I walked into my father's bedroom, covered in blood and explaining my first kill, I was no longer his sugar plum since then. I've worked in the darker side of Onyx, offering services to people involved in less than legal endeavors. Barbara never knew who the Wraith was. No one did, except Maximus and Lily for my safety. My father always said it was better that way. To Barbara, I was just a spoiled kid with tattoos, piercings, and a bad attitude. I never did get to ask my father what he saw in her, but I was fine with her judgment of me. It made her underestimate me, something she'd soon regret. My phone buzzes with an email. Notification from Lily. Copies of the documents she signed. That means the originals are with my lawyer. I get off my bed and head into my study down the hall. Flipping on the lights, I head to my desk and turn on my laptop. My study is at the front corner of the house, with floor-to-ceiling windows offering a view of the long driveway. Once my computer powers on, I print out the copies of the documents and put them in the top drawer of my black desk. Just as I do, my company phone rings. I glance at the unknown number and hope it's not the Italians wanting to go over the plan one more time. They are occasionally annoying to work with. I decide to take the call. Onyx-issued phones can't be bugged or traced, thanks to Lily's work. I swipe the phone to answer, putting it on speaker while texting Max to head over. "Hello, this is Celine." Well, I didn't expect an assistant to answer the Reaper's personal line. Clearly, this person has no idea who I am or that the Reaper, my father's codename, is dead. Unfortunately, the Reaper passed away 6 months ago. "But what can I do for you?" I hear a couple of voices curse on the other end. I hadn't realized this was a boys' club conference call. "Who might you be then if he's no longer with us?" The man drawls, and I try to ignore how his deep, sultry voice sends goosebumps down my skin. "As I said, my name is Celine. I'm now in charge of Onyx. Is this an interview, or do you have business you'd like to discuss?" I hear a bark of laughter from the phone, and I can't help but suppress a smile at putting him in his place. Sassy one, aren't you, princess? "But yes, we need Onyx's approval to conduct some business in your city." "Of course they do. Onyx controls the unethical dealings around Vegas. If we don't approve their time in Vegas, they're fair game for other criminal organizations in the city, I see. And what is the business you have here? As long as it doesn't cause trouble, I don't mind approving. We've been trying to dismantle a group that slid under the radar in your city about 8 months ago. They're involved in the skin trade and move quickly between major cities, so we haven't been able to track them down." Even his drawl with a slight Irish accent sounds sexy talking business. I shake my head at the thought as Max walks in. "So, there's been a skin trade happening in the city for 8 months, and you think you can come in and handle it?" Max's eyes widen as I repeat the information for his sake. "Yes, princess, that's exactly it. What do you say? Can we come play with you?" My mouth pops open at his words and I feel heat rise to my face. Clearing my throat, I look up at Max, and he nods. "You have my approval. We can set up a meeting to see if you could use any of my resources or others in the city." Max gives me a thumbs up, and I roll my eyes at him. "Sounds good, princess. We'll be in Vegas tonight. I'll give you a call when we land." He hangs up, and I look at Max to see if he's thinking the same thing I am. There are no coincidences in this life, especially when a snaky wench is involved. Chapter 3. Celine. Lily arrived shortly after my phone call with the mystery men. I filled her in on the conversation, watching as her mouth nearly hit the floor. She was just as displeased as Max, and me maybe even more so. "I'll look into it after the extraction tonight," she assured me, her fingers already twitching for her keyboard. "You really think Barbara is involved with this group? The timing lines up too well." I leaned back in my chair, arms crossed. "She showed up out of nowhere and sank her claws into my father. You saw how fast he changed, how he became a shell of himself in just a month. It only got worse from there." Lily hummed in agreement, her expression tightening as she processed the information. "It would explain how out of it he always seemed," she murmured. "But Max," and I nodded solemnly. "That woman would get what was coming to her, along with whoever is pulling the strings. Lily, I also want you to run a full background check on Barbara, one we can actually trust. I don't believe the file in my father's records anymore." "Absolutely." She stood up, nearly colliding with Max. Her cheeks flushed as she stepped around him, and I had to bite back a laugh. I cleared my throat. "I'm going to get ready, Max. Give Lily a little time, then check the feeds and see how everything is looking." Max nodded before heading out. As I shut down my computer, my work phone buzzed with a new message from the number that called earlier. "Just hopping on the plane." "Princess." I rolled my eyes, shaking my head as I leave my office. Whoever these men were, they spelled trouble though. I wasn't entirely sure it was the bad kind. I head straight to my ensuite, starting the shower. As steam filled the room, I brushed out my long hair before stepping under the hot spray, my fingers drifting between my thighs as my mind wandered back to that deep, teasing drawl. I rubbed slow circles around my clit, imagining the voice growling filthy things in my ear, strong hands pinning me in place. I wasn't the kind of girl to get off on a man's voice, yet here I was, gasping as I plunged 2 fingers inside myself, hips rocking against my own touch. I let myself sink into the fantasy of my favorite book scene, but him as the main man, taking me against the shower wall, wish-punishing thrusts. It didn't take much. A few more strokes, a flick of my thumb against my clit, and I was moaning as pleasure crashed through me. "My God, Celine, you don't even know this man," shaking off the heat still coiling in my belly. I finished washing up and stepped out, wrapping myself in a towel. I moved through the motions of getting ready, drying my hair and tying it into a high ponytail before applying a full face of makeup. My smoky eye made my gray eyes sharper, my black lipstick making me look every bit the predator I needed to be. In my closet, I pulled on black leather pants, a red corset top, and my black leather jacket, my combat boots laced up to the base of my calves. But my real arsenal was in the small armory tucked behind a coated panel, strapping on my double holster. I slid 2 pistols into place, securing dagger sheaths to my forearms before tucking a backup pistol and a knife into my boots. The job was meant to be quick and clean, but always go in prepared, Father used to say, sliding my work phone into my jacket's inner pocket. I tucked my personal phone into my corset and inserted my cum into my ear. I glanced at my full-length mirror. The Wraith stared back at me. Not Selene, not Sugar. The last thing someone saw before they died. A wicked smile curled my lips. I find Lily in her office, scrolling through live feeds of the club. As I stepped inside, she let out a wolfish whistle. Damn girl, when you dress like that, I start reconsidering my whole sexuality. Laughter bubbled up between us, but Max burst in, eyes darting between us. What the hell? He demanded. Lily and I exchanged a look before bursting into laughter again. Relax, big boy, Lily teased, batting her lashes at him. Max grunts in response before turning to me. You ready, boss? Lily and I sobered instantly. I glanced at the screens. The club was packed, a neutral zone, one of the few places considered safe ground. Yet someone had broken that rule by dragging an Italian heir in there as a hostage. I exhaled. Yeah, let's get this done. Max nods and heads out of Lily's office. Stay safe, Lily warned. I'll let you know when I have eyes on them. I give her a quick side hug before heading out. I catch up with Max at the garage door, as we enter our team standing beside a black SUV. All right, gentlemen, I addressed them. We get in, we get him out. The second his ass is in a seat, we leave no hesitation. They all nodded in understanding before we piled in and made our way to the club. The moment we stepped inside, the pounding bass vibrated through my ribs. The dance floor was a mass of writhing bodies, the air thick with sweat, perfume, and expensive liquor. But my focus goes to the VIP section when Lily comes through the cum. The Italian heir sat crammed into a booth, his stiff posture telling me he wasn't expecting anyone to help him. His captor, a large man, lined in close, unaware that his hostage would be stolen out from under him. Maximus and the team all set in, confirming they all reached their positions. The extraction was a few minutes away. I moved through the crowd like a shadow, slipping between bodies with ease. My eyes locked on the target, but just as I reached the VIP section, a strong arm wrapped around my waist, yanking me backward. I reacted instantly, driving my elbow back, but my attacker was faster. His grip closed around my wrist, twisting just enough to throw me off balance. Before I could strike again, my cum was ripped out of my ear before a low, accented voice ghosted against my ear. Easy, Sugar Plum. I froze. The nickname no one besides my father called me that. The realization hit me hard. This man knew who I was. I struggled harder, but his grip was like iron. Let me go, I hissed. He chuckled, his breath warm against my skin. I can't do that, and I'm sure you know why. I caught a glimpse of Maximus through the crowd. The team was moving. The distraction my guys caused for extraction was working well. They would have no idea I was being taken as they were, all focused on the job. I snarled, twisting in my captor's grasp. But he maneuvered me through the throng of bodies effortlessly, making it look like nothing more than a drunken couple leaving the dance floor. My pulse hammered. This wasn't random. I had no doubt in my mind he was a part of the same group as Barbara. This won't get you anywhere, I spat, as he dragged me out to the Allied. Russian smirked. Oh, Sugar Plum, he murmured, voice thick with amusement. This will get me everywhere. Something cold pressed against my neck, a needle. My vision blurred instantly. Lights streaking together, my limbs grew heavy, my movements sluggish. The last thing I saw was this fucker's ugly mug as I memorized it for my hit list. He was currently taking the lead. Sleep tight, Selene, he whispered low and viciously. Chapter 4. Selene coming to was like waking up from a nap that left you dehydrated, disoriented, and drenched in sweat. My mouth felt like it had been stuffed with cotton, my tongue thick and dry, and a dull pounding ache radiated behind my eyes. I blinked against the gritty burn in my lids, my vision swimming as I tried to take in my surroundings. The stench hit me first. Mold, piss, and something metallic, like old blood. I gagged, swallowing down the bile clawing up my throat. The room was filthy. Wallpaper curled and yellowed with age, hanging in strips from the walls. A rusted bed frame stood against one side of the room, holding a lumpy stained mattress that looked like it had seen its fair share of nightmares. The carpet beneath me was stiff with grime. Dark patches spread across it like ghosts of past horrors. I forced myself to focus. Assess. Hands. Bound front, not back. Rookie mistake. That meant they weren't professionals. Or they were cocky and didn't believe they let a monster right through the front door. Either way, it was a weakness I would exploit. I shifted, testing my body. Still fully dressed, my forearm sheaths were still in place. Good, a quick press of my ribs confirmed. My personal phone was still tucked into my corset. Boots. Loose, my small gun and knife gone. My jacket, work phone missing. I exhaled slowly, grounding myself. Alright Celine, to daggers. One phone enough. Lily could track me when I got out of here and called her. My brain was still sluggish, the remnants of whatever drug they'd used dragging me down. I forced myself to think through the fog, my mind circling back to one thing. Sugarplum, that Mantha Russian had called me by my father's nickname. What kind of moron hands over personal information to be used in a kidnapping? Someone who thinks they'll get away with it. I almost laughed, but I had a feeling it'd feel like coughing up sandpaper. I shifted, repositioning myself so I could reach my dagger. The ejector would work, but there was a risk the angle wasn't great, and if I wasn't careful, I'd drive the blade straight through my own damn hand. I flexed my fingers, rolling my shoulders back. A little blood was better than waiting around in this hellhole. I took a deep breath. Then I made my move. The blade shot out of my forearm sheath with a sharp click, biting into the rope binding my wrists. Too much force. The tip sliced into the side of my hand, but I gritted my teeth, ignoring the sting. Blood smeared against my palm as I sawed the rope holding my wrists against the blade. The tension on the rope loosening just enough for me to yank free. Then a scream. Female. Pained. Desperate. I wasn't alone. I wiped my bleeding hand against my pants and reached for my forearms. Pressing the quick-release trigger on my other sheath. My second dagger slid free. Holding one in each hand, their cold steel a comforting weight. No gun, no backup. Just me, two blades, and the element of surprise. I crouched, pressing my ear against the rotting wooden door. Muffled voices as a door closes. At least 3, heavy-footed, armed. Most likely they won't be expecting me to be loose yet. I flipped the blades into a reverse grip, took a steadying breath, then stepped back. One chance. I drove my heel hard into the weak spot near the handle. The wood splintered with a crack, the door swinging open as I lunged forward. The first man barely had time to register what was happening before I sliced my right dagger clean across his throat. A wet gurgle filled the air as his body slumped 2 more. The second man reacted fast, raising his gun. I grabbed the dying man's weight and shoved him into the shooter, throwing off his aim. The gun fired, the sound deafening in the tight space. I felt pure fire, the searing pain tearing through my shoulder, the bullet punching clean through. My vision wavered, but I forced myself to stay upright, swallowing the scream trying to claw its way out. Not now. I twisted, still holding my daggers, and drove one deep into the shooter's gut. His breath hitched, his body stiffening in shock. I yanked the blade up, tearing through his insides before spinning behind him and slicing my second dagger across his throat. One left. The last man was already moving, coming at me with brutal speed. He knocked one of my daggers from my hand with a sharp strike to my wrist, the blade clattering against the floor. His fist connected with my ribs solid. Pain burst through my side, but I rolled with the hit, absorbing just enough to keep my momentum. He grabbed my jacket, using his weight to slam me against the wall. Hard, my skull rattled, black spots dancing in my vision. Fuck, he grinned, knowing he'd stunned me and reared back for another hit. Big mistake. I dropped low, ignoring the fire in my ribs and shoulder, and sliced my dagger across his thigh deep. He bellowed in pain, staggering. That was all I needed. I shot up, driving my elbow into his nose, feeling the crunch of cartilage beneath my weight. Blood spurted as he stumbled back. I followed, gripping his head and twisting fast, brutal. His body hit the floor. Silence. Father taught me how to snap someone's neck fast and efficiently. You won't always have a weapon, so you have to become one, was his mantra during my training. My breath came in sharp pants, pain pulsing through my ribs, shoulder and arm. That was too close. But I wasn't done. The scream of the girl I couldn't leave behind was still ringing in my foggy mind. I stepped over the bodies, grabbing the gun from the man whose wrist I'd broken. A Glock. Good. I checked the mag. Full. It would have to do. I moved down the hall, following the faint, shuddering cries. A locked door. I didn't hesitate. I kicked it in. Inside was a girl close to my age. She was small for her age, of what I assumed was 20. Bruised, dirty, terrified, shaking, her wide eyes locked onto me, filled with fear. I lowered my daggers. "Hey," I said, my voice rough but steady. "I'm going to get us out of here." She whimpered but didn't move. I stepped closer, slow, careful. "What's your name?" Her lips trembled. "Catherine. Catherine, I need you to listen to me." "Okay." I held her gaze. "We don't have much time. More men will be coming, but we have to move now if we want to get out." She swallowed hard, then a nod. "Smart girl." I took one of my daggers and cut the zip ties around her wrists. Her skin raw and red beneath them. The moment she was free, she threw herself into my arms. Shit, I wasn't good at this part, but I allowed her to hug me, just for a second. Then I pulled back, pressing the gun into her trembling hands. "Stay behind me, and if anyone but me comes near you, pull the trigger." Her fingers curled around the grip, shaky but firm. I gave her one last nod. I turned back toward the hallway, daggers raised and ready. We were getting out of this hellhole, and anyone who tried to stop us, they were fucking dead. Chapter 5. Kia. She hasn't picked up the damn phone or called us back. Kia, we might as well start the hunt. I looked over at my brothers, my jaw tight. Celine might be a problem. She'd offered us the use of her resources, then fucking ghosted us. Not a good move. Yeah, you're right. We need to verify the intel on that abandoned house. We can check it out tonight. Kaz grunted in agreement, and I nodded. Might as well. She could be there. She, as in Catherine, 2 years ago. We found out Kaz had a half-sibling out there, a sister. But no matter how deep we dug, she was a ghost. Then we got a lead, a gritty, low-resolution photo of an 18-year-old girl with Kaz's cool blue eyes and black wavy hair. She was being held by the Russians. Trafficked. That was all we needed. We tore through every lead. Dead ends. Silence. Until now. Alright, so we hit the house in a few hours, I say, flipping a knife between my fingers, and in the meantime we try to reach the infamous Cellini again. Kaz just nodded his usual silent agreement. Dario, size fine, but first, I'm ordering some Italian, y'all in. Kaz grunted again. Dario snickered. Alright, I say, stretching as I stand, but order quick. We only have an hour before it's dark. Then, with a dramatic skip, Dario heads for the door. Kaz and I exchanged a glance. Why the fuck do we let him live? Kaz muttered. I shrugged. Too much work to get rid of him. Dario was a special kind of psychopath. He grew up in a normal, middle-class home in Boston. Yet his dark thoughts rivaled Kaz's. He was like a golden retriever with a split personality. All grins and murder. We were staying at the Bellagio penthouse. I headed into the bathroom for a quick shower, cranking the water ice cold. I hadn't been able to get my princess's voice out of my head, and I'd been rocked fucking hard since yesterday picturing her. Cellini. I gripped my cock, stroking once, rubbing my thumb over the head. A groan slipped from my lips as I imagined her on her knees for me. But the image wouldn't come. I wanted her, but I didn't just want any version of her. I wanted her. The woman who called me out, yet let her breath hitch when I spoke to her. The one who was too fucking sharp for her own good. I let go of myself with a curse, smacking my head against the cold shower tile. Asterisk not yet. I finished showering, dried off and pulled on black boxers before stepping back into the main suite. Dario was lounging on the couch, flipping through his phone. He glanced up, smirking. Kier, you've had a hard-on for a while. Want me to take care of you? I rolled my eyes. No, the next time my cock's near anything, it'll be my princess. Dario howled with laughter. Kaz just scowled from where he sat. Arms crossed, a knock sounded at the door. Dario hopped up to answer it, returning with arms full of takeout bags. Dinner, he shouted. I groaned. I swear, you think we're deaf sometimes, Egypt. Dario grinned. I love it when you talk dirty to me in Irish, daddy. I smacked him upside the head as I reached the table. Gobshite, just 'cause I'm older doesn't make me your daddy. At 38, I was the eldest. Kaz was 28, Dario 23, and fucking annoying I might have been, their leader. But the only time I liked hearing daddy from Dario's mouth was in the bedroom, and even then, it was a rare occasion when we both were seeking a release. The SUV rolled down the gravel driveway, headlights off. Kaz pulled off to the side half a mile from the house, cutting the engine. Alright, we check the tree line first, I murmured. Then we move in. They nodded. We climbed out, moving silently through the trees, eyes locked on the dark house ahead. Something felt off. Too quiet. We circled the perimeter, checking for movement. Nothing. I motioned for the boys to move in. Low crouch, guns up. I expected an ambush. We were told this place was a hot spot for those sick fucks. What I didn't expect was holy fuck, Dario wasn't wrong. It was a bloodbath. Bodies littered the yard. 10 of them. Some had their throats slit, others were gutted, and some, their necks were twisted at odd angles, snapped clean. Only one had been shot. His throat was cut, but the bullet wasn't the kill shot. It had grazed his arm. Whoever did this had been fast, precise, ruthless. Asterisk. I exhaled sharply, surveying the scene. No mercy, no hesitation. Kaz let out a low whistle. He looked impressed. Dario, he just grinned. I think I'm in love. I said nothing. Whoever did this meant business, and I had a feeling we weren't the only ones hunting this group. Chapter 6. Selenias. I sit on my bed reading. I try to control the rage building inside me. My body aches, bruised, a cracked rib, half my face swollen and turning purple by the minute. Don't even get me started on the stitches in my bullet wound, or the graze or two on my body. Then there's the 20-year-old terrified girl in my guest room. I was going to end Barbara after executing every damn man at that house. I stole a couple of their phones for Lily. Once I managed to get myself and a shaking, traumatized Catherine a good 2 miles away from the house. I called in. Lily and Max raced to our location to pick us up. At least Catherine's presence saved me from a long conversation. I tossed my book onto the bed and let out a frustrated sigh. Still too worked up to relax. Climbing out of bed, I throw on my baggiest sweats. I can't bring myself to put on a sweater, so the tube top Lily left me in will have to do. My stomach growls as I head downstairs. When I get to the kitchen, Max is setting down some takeout on the island. He knows me well. Hungry. He opens a container with crispy fries and a greasy, delicious-looking cheeseburger. I'm famished. Gravy. I try to smile, but the scab on my lip stops me as he slides a small container toward me. You shouldn't be out of bed, you know. I roll my eyes at him. I've taken worse beatings in training. Max, I'll be fine. He grunts in displeasure and shakes his head. Is Lily still with Catherine? I agreed for Lily to stay with her, as Lily is a lot better in emotional situations. Yep, she is. She also got the background check on Barbara. You were right, the one your father has is misinformed. I let out a frustrated huff as I scarfed down the burger. Of course, it's fabricated. Does she happen to have any Russian ties? Yeah, Max responds. She's some whore for the enforcer of the Russian mob out of New Orleans. But how she ended up here is a mystery. The fucking whore of an enforcer, it makes sense. The Russians have been trying to make a move in Vegas for years. Father, the Italians, and the Gaelic Reaper MC all decided they didn't want Russians on their turf. The second they killed the Paquin and his wife and son, we all made it clear, no Russians here. So this little wench somehow got to father, poisoned him over time, and got into his head, I mutter. But that's not all they wanted, is it? Asterisk. Max shakes his head. My mind starts racing, thoughts flying in a million different directions. Until they want Onyx. We hold the most power here, and the MC and Italians count on us to keep things clean for them. If they had Onyx, they'd have Vegas. I laugh to myself. Barbara failed. She got nothing. That's why she had you kidnapped. If you disappeared, she'd get it all. I nod at Max before I hear a bubble of laughter. Here I thought you put me as the beneficiary of your will in the company, you sneaky bitch. This time, I do smile. Fuck the pain. Lily laughs and Max stands there, looking between us, eyes wide. Always be prepared, Max says with a laugh. Exactly. And now that I'm missing, I can go hunting while she tries to leech her way in here. Then I get to watch her lose everything again. Lily beams at that. You little mink, so you're going to be a dog and play dead, I scoff. Not a dog. And I'm not playing dead, I'm playing missing person. Okay, that means we need to move you. I have to be out of my mind trying to track you down. I hum my agreement. Hopefully you're a better actor than that wench. We all laugh. Well, I'll definitely be better than her. We also need somewhere to put the girl. Max and I share a look, then both turn to Lily. Lil, I think she'd be best off at the compound you built for your mom and sisters. I'm not joking when I say compound. That place is locked up tighter than Fort Knox. There's the main house for her mom and sisters, Lily's house, and a small cabin. I already called Mom, Lily says. She agreed. It may be best for Catherine, especially after I explained. A little of their pastimes are wonderful. That way maybe she can start healing. Now, any ideas for my location? I know we have a couple of safe houses all over Vegas, but they could all be compromised. I definitely can't stay at a hotel. What if we call in a favor with one of the heads? That could work. Use one of their safe houses, especially the Reapers. Barbara thinks they're just a small town gang. I'll give them a call. You girls will need to clear out tonight. I nod my agreement as Max walks off to make the call. Are you doing okay? I look over at Lily, who's worrying her lip between her teeth. I'm fine, Lil, I promise. Now come help me pack. Asterisk. She offers me her arm, and I let her help me up the stairs. I'll pack your bags for you. You shouldn't be using that shoulder too much yet. I smile as she grabs my suitcase and a duffel. I'm going to need field clothes. Nothing fancy, I call out as she struts back into my closet. You'll only be going out at night. Right, of course. You know that's when I do my best work. She comes back out, arms full of black clothing. Yes, yes. The Wraith is the shadow of death. We burst out laughing, though mine sounds more like a wheeze. You'll also need to transfer my work phone data onto a new one and handle the business while I'm gone. Folding everything up and packing it in my suitcase, she wanders to my bookshelf and grabs a few books, tucking them into my suitcase as well. Ah yes, run it for you while I secretly wait for the wench. She gives me a wicked smile and a wink. Chapter 7. Casto say I was impressed was an understatement. 13 Russians taken down by what looked like a single person. There was no useful information at the house, no sign of Catherine, nothing except for the damaged doors upstairs clearly. They were holding something or someone. Celine made contact, Kia says, staring at his phone. What did she say? Dario rushes over, eyes wild. It just says to call if we're still in Vegas and require assistance. Then why the hell are you just staring at your phone? Call her. This kid is like a damn dog, way too excited. I drop onto the couch, crossing my arms as I watch Kia dial. Hello. I'm so glad you called. My body tenses. That's not my Moon's voice. You're not Celine, Kia growls. No, my name is Lily Salone. I'm Celine's partner at Onyx. She's unfortunately away on business. Played. This woman's voice is way too chipper, so she left knowing she offered us assistance if we needed it. I roll my eyes. Of course, my Moon is as slippery as these Suk and Sinoff we've been chasing. Well no, she's currently off-grid working on a job. Ah, so my Malaya likes to get her hands dirty. My lips twitch at the thought. Does that mean, as her partner, you can authorize assistance? Oh absolutely. I'm mostly in charge of her tech division, but she asked me to take over in her absence. Clearly she has never had to deal with Onyx clients. Way too much information. Then you're up to date on why we're here. She laughs. Yes, I'm well informed. I've actually started looking into your situation and have some information I could send over if you have an encrypted phone. Kia rolls his eyes. Dario tries not to laugh, of course. Send the file, okay. Sending it and sent. If you need anything else, feel free to call. She hangs up. Well, that went well. At least our girl didn't forget about us. Dario grins. Kia scoffs. She's not our girl. She's just someone we need on our side. Ah, but my moon. I feel like she'll be Kia's new obsession in no time. Asterisk. Kia stands and heads to the kitchen table, his makeshift office. I'm going through the file. We head out again tonight. A clear dismissal. I get up and head to the door. Might as well hit the gym while he works. When I return, Kia and Dario are gearing up. Find something. Just a couple more locations to check out. Kia hands me his tablet. I glance at the map. Abandoned houses, businesses. I grunt. That's a lot more than a couple, but I won't complain. More fun for me. Hopefully we make it there before our competition. Dario says, smirking. Go get ready, Cass. We're heading out soon. I grab fresh clothes and head to the bathroom. Steam fills the room as I turn on the shower and fuck me if I don't have the urge to spill blood tonight. It's been almost a week. The need to cause pain is like an addiction. People call it twisted, but those people have never suffered. I step under the water, focusing on my breathing, trying to push the memories back, but one slips through. You've been a bad boy, Casimir. Do you want my punishment or Kevin's? My 8-year-old brain was confused. I hadn't done anything wrong, but Sophia said I had. She always did when Kevin was away on business. I hated her punishments. She made me do things I didn't understand. I preferred Kevin's wrath punches, broken bones, blood. I shake away the memory before I sink too far into my head. I scrub my tattooed skin ruins twice until it burns. It's never enough. No, whatever how hard I scrub, I still feel them on me. The ghosts of their hands, the filth they left behind. I towel off, get dressed. Tonight, I'll get my release. The thought makes my lips twitch a smile that never quite surfaces. I step out to find Kia and Dario strapping up Nivea guns. The usual. All I'm saying is, we should use knives, see if we're as skilled as our mystery competitor, Dario suggests. Kia scoffs. You're fucking crazy if you think I'm walking into a gunfight with just a couple of knives. I grunt in agreement, securing my own arsenal. Asterisk, the goal is to take one of them alive, so don't get too out of hand, Kaz. Kia's stern tone almost makes me laugh. No, killing everyone. Got it. Dario's eyes widen. It is always the same reaction when I actually speak. Let's head out, Kia says. I want to go home. Let's take these fuckers down while we finally can. Dario and I nod. We have not been home to Boston in years, too busy chasing this group. Too busy looking for my half-sister. We reach another abandoned house, this one much larger than the last. The same eerie atmosphere lingers, but this time, some of the lights are on. My fingers twitch, eager for pain and bloodshed. Let's move, Kaya murmurs, nodding toward the house as we snake our way up to the side door. Oh, come on. Dario whisper groans Kia and I glance over just in time to see him nudge a body with his boot. Another one, you've got to be kidding me, I swear. If this mystery person keeps interfering, they'll be the next one I spill the blood of. Keep moving, Kia orders, nodding toward the door. I enter first, carefully stepping through what appears to be a kitchen. Kia and Dario follow their footsteps, controlled, silent. I listen intently, scanning the sounds of the house, then dash thud. I freeze. The distinct sound of a body hitting the floor sends a shiver of anticipation through me. You fucking bitch. A man shouts, his heavy Russian accent thick with rage. I don't hesitate. My skin tingles with excitement as I move toward the action. Here, I thought you liked calling me Shkaploom. My heart stutters. That voice. We enter an open area of the house, silent and cloaked in the dark. And there she is standing in the center of the room, surrounded by 4 Russian men, maybe 5'2", long black hair with blonde streaks at the front, steel gray eyes, a man crumpled at her feet, a sadistic smile on her bruised and bloodied face, which makes my cock harden in my pants. My moon. Asterisk. Chapter 8. Celine, I got lucky tonight. The bastard responsible for my kidnapping was right in front of me, staring at me with the same shocked expression I had when I spotted him. But unlike him, I adapted fast. He was coming with me, had already taken down most of his men patrolling the area. Now, soaked in blood, I stood face to face with him and 5 others. Well, for now, the last one had been dumb enough to charge me, and I slit his throat before he could blink. Cat got your tongue, big man. I taunt, tilting my head, my dagger dripping red. Or is your life flashing before your eyes? The Wraith's signature sadistic smile hasn't left my face since this all started, and I'm over the moon with the bloodshed. His nostrils flare. You're going to get what's coming to you, whether you take me out now or not. His roar lacks the terror I crave. Jesus, this guy is a walking cliché. The villains in my books are more terrifying. Bored of the slow escalation, I lift my gun and pull the trigger, right between the eyes, not his. His goons, all hell breaks loose. The remaining 2 charge me. The first swings for my head, drop to my knees, slicing my dagger across his shin, feeling the blade bite through muscle and tendon. He screams, stumbling and dropping to the ground. but the second one is faster. A fist yanks my hair, wrenching my head back before I'm hurled against the wall. My head cracks against it, and I slide down onto my side. You know, only women pull hair, I rasp, grinning up at him. So, it's fair to say you fight like a bitch. My manic laughter pulls him closer as I adjust my body position, right where I need him. The moment he steps into range, I strike, sweeping my leg out. My heel connects with his knee, and he collapses with a grunt. I lunge, slamming my fist into his jaw, then his ribs once, twice before he roars and rolls us over, pinning me beneath his weight. Thick, meaty hands wrap around my throat. I gasp, spots dotting my vision as he squeezes. I can hear the other one limping closer. His gun cocking. Fuck, she's not to be killed. Big man shouts, asterisk with the last of my air. I snap my forehead forward, colliding with my attacker's skull. Pain explodes behind my eyes, but his grip loosens just enough. I don't hesitate to adjust my dagger between my fingers and throw it. I don't get a chance to see if it lands before the second goon's fist slams into my skull. I barely register the impact before suddenly he's gone, ripped away like he weighs nothing. I gasp, chest heaving, and blink up at the man standing over me. Holy fucking hell. Broad, muscled, towering. Eyes like ice piercing, blue and merciless, the kind of man who could break me in half without trying. My heart stutters. My breathing turns shallow. Hello, Shalanishka, he says, voice deep, gravelly, and unmistakably Russian. A full body shiver racks me. My panties dampen at the sheer presence of him. Kaz, what are you doing, man? Another voice cuts through the tension. Help the lady up and let's go. Kaz. Dark, broody, and fucking lethal energy. Pulling a gun from his waistband. I watch, waiting, my breath held, before he aims at the man he pulled off of me and shooting him in the back of the head. Then he reaches for me. And feminism be damned, I let him lift me effortlessly into his arms. My legs wrap around his waist, my arms loop around his neck, and my fingers brush against the wavy dark hair grazing his nape. His eyes never leave mine. My heart slams against my ribs. My breath catches. He turns, walking straight out of the house. No hesitation. No words if I'm being kidnapped again. My brain doesn't get the memo. My soul, however, it screams for his. This can't be normal. There's no way this is normal. There's no way this is normal. Kia, we got one man alive and barely had to lift a finger. The other voice speaks again, yanking me from my thoughts. I finally take in the two men standing beside a blacked-out SUV. One of them curios me with intrigue. Ah, yes. And now Princess will tell us where we can take a man. Why the fuck she's hunting the Russians who want her alive. Asterisk. Oh my gosh. It's them. Of course, it's them. Well, this just got awkward, I mutter, before realizing I just tucked my face into Casimir's neck. The deep chuckle that rumbles through his chest is as intoxicating as the scent of him, masculine, clean, a hint of citrusy, woodsy musk. What the fuck? The other guy exclaims. Did Casimir Volkova just laugh? I think I need a doctor. I might have hit my head. Volkova. My mind races the last name of the infamous Pakin who was murdered. I filed that away for later. I pulled back, scowling at the guy who looks as if he's witnessing the apocalypse. Is it illegal for him to laugh or something? The man grins, offering his hand. Oh, Celine. I myself have never heard Kaz here laugh, so pardon my shock. His smile turns downright mischievous. Dario Aka, by the way, but you can call me yours. Did this man just flirt with me using the lamest pickup line in history? Wow. I deadpan. Let me just take the time to kiss the ground you walk on. Dario bursts into laughter, and I find myself smirking in return. Kaz, put her down. I'm sure she can stand on her own, Kia commands. I raise a brow. What if I like being up here? I'm enjoying the scenery. Kaz's chest rumbles with silent laughter, but he slides me down his hard muscled body. God help me. We got a man in the back and need somewhere to take him. Kia says, straight to business. You did offer Onyx's help when we got your approval. So, help. Wow. Not even a please. Okay. My car's down the other road, I say, nodding toward the far side of the house. You guys can follow me to my temporary residence. Dario, we'll go with you. Dario flashes me a megawatt grin. Aye, Captain. I mock salute Kia before turning on my heel. Dario follows, practically bouncing. So, sugar, want to cause a little trouble before we meet up with the guys again? He winks. In your dreams, cupcake. I bat my lashes at him. Syrupy sweet, he laughs. But when I veer toward the house, his amusement falters. Where are you going? Asterisk. I arch a brow. To get my weapons. Obviously. Dario snickers as I roll my eyes. Lucky for you, I have them right here. He hands me my dagger and gun. My baby. With its emerald-encrusted black handle. It's definitely the prettiest dagger father got me. I sigh in relief, running my fingers along the blade. A man after my own heart, it seems. Dario's grin widens as we continue toward my car, and something tells me I just stumbled into a lot more than I bargained for. Chapter 9. Dario. We were fucked, completely and fully. Celine was the most beautiful woman I had ever seen in my life, even covered in bruises and blood. She was like a nightmare and a dream wrapped up in a curvy, lean body that made my cock hard. As a rock dot, we climb into her car, a blacked-out Charger just as hot as she is. I let out a low whistle. Damn, sweet cheeks, you got great taste. She laughs, breathy and light, a sharp contrast to the manic chuckle she let out earlier when she told that Russian prick he fought like a little bitch. I appreciate the compliment, and I'm sure Betty does too. I raise an eyebrow. Who the hell is Betty? She lets out a full belly laugh, the kind that has tears forming in her silver eyes. I can't tell if she's mocking me or just naturally chaotic. Black Betty? Yeah, no. She scrunches her nose at me and rolls her eyes. I watch her grab her phone and scroll through it before drums and guitar fill the car. The familiar beat clicking in my head just as the lyrics start. Then it hits me. She named her black car Betty. Never had something go so far over my head that I was the one left dumbfounded. I stare at this woman, this deadly skilled killer who names her car after a rock song. I have to admit, that was not what I expected. She glances at me out of the corner of her eye, a teasing smile curving her lips. It's not my fault that you're boring, Dario. The way my name rolls off her tongue makes my blood pump hot with something I have never felt before. We pull up beside the guys, and she waves them to follow. As we drive through Vegas, I notice her breathing is labored, her hands trembling slightly as she grips the wheel. You doing okay there, pumpkin? I ask softly. Oh, me? Yeah, I'm fine. Just a little sore. I eye her a little longer before nodding and looking back out the window. You mentioned that you were staying somewhere else. Why aren't you at home? She lets out a long breath. It's a long story that I'm sure we'll all discuss soon. I can tell she's not in the mood to say more, so I keep quiet. None of us knew why she was hunting the Russians or why they had plans to keep her alive. She had never gotten her hands dirty in her father's business before. From what we heard, seeing her take down these men was not expected. Maybe losing him made her snap. Maybe we gave her the idea of who wasn't welcome in her city. I'm lost in thought when we pull up to a warehouse on the outskirts of the south side. You're staying in a warehouse, she laughs. Well, it's what the Gaelic Reapers had available. The infamous MC. Everyone assumes they're just another street gang, but that's the illusion they want people to believe. At least that's what Keir said when his cousin said as he was a member. That makes sense. Plus, it's well hidden from whoever you're hiding from. I wink at her. She parks around the back and climbs out, gripping the roof for support. When she stumbles, "You sure you're okay?" She rolls her eyes at me, but before she can answer, Keir and Kaz pull up beside us. There's a room inside the warehouse that should fit our needs. She looks between us and nods toward the side door, wincing. Kaz notices immediately and prowls toward her, lifting her into his arms. "I'm fine. You don't have to carry me." He grunts in response, carrying her inside anyway. Guess that leaves me and Keir to deal with the big Russian bastard. We head around the back of the SUV, where the fucker is still knocked out in the back. Keir pops open the trunk, watching as Kaz carries Selene inside. I can feel his obsession brewing even though he was an asshole to her earlier. I clap a hand on his shoulder. "Let's get to this interrogation." He nods, and we each grab an arm, dragging the Russian inside. The room is cold, sterile, white walls, a drain in the center of the floor, a stainless steel table, chains dangling from the ceiling. A toolbox sits in the corner, definitely not filled with actual tools. Kaz sets Selene down on the table and looks her over before stepping away. "We'll chain him up, then wake him," Keir says. Kaz and I close the steel cuffs around the Russian's wrists, securing him in place before Keir pulls the chains tight, raising him just enough that his toes barely graze the floor. "There's a hose on the wall if you want to use that to wake him." We all turn to where Selene is pointing. I grab it while Kaz turns on the water. Ice-cold. I spray the bastard in the face. He sputters and jerks awake, cursing in Russian. Keir steps forward, cracking his knuckles. "You're going to tell us everything. We want to know." The Russian spits blood onto the floor. "Fuck you," Keir smiles, but there's no warmth in it. Wrong answer. I walk over to the toolbox, flipping it open. Knives, pliers, a blowtorch. I whistle, low. Well, someone who knows how to have fun. Keir moves to the side of the man, cracking his neck. "Selene, you want to watch or step out?" She scoffs. "Oh, I'm watching. I have some questions of my own." The Russian sneers at her. "Little girl, you think you scare me?" Selene tilts her head. "I don't think I know, considering the position you're in." Keir drives his fist into the man's ribs. The crack echoes through the room. He groans but doesn't speak. Not yet. Keir grabs a knife and slides it under one of the man's fingernails. The Russian grits his teeth, sweat beads along his forehead. Kaz crosses his arms. "We know your people have been trafficking women through Vegas. Bradford's been real busy taking girls from different states, using major cities as hubs before shipping them off. We want names." The Russian exhales sharply, shaking his head. "I don't know what you're talking about." Keir rips the knife upward. The Russian howls, his body jerking violently. I grin. Now that's music to my ears. Kaz steps forward. "Who's running the flesh trade?" The Russian pants, blood dripping onto the floor. He hesitates. Keir goes for another fingernail. "Wait." The Russian chokes out. "It's Mikhailov. He's handling shipments through the docks." Kaya eases up. Mikhailov was the new enforcer after the old one killed the Pakin and took over. Selene, who's been quiet this whole time, finally speaks. And my father. The Russian lifts his gaze to her, eyes narrowing. He's weighing his options, debating whether he should push her. Bad fucking idea. She steps forward, her voice dark and taunting. You had no problem dealing death. Don't think for a second I won't do the same. I stifle a groan at how sexy and dominating her voice sounds. The Russian chuckles darkly. You don't have the stomach for this, little girl. Selene yanks the knife from Kier's hand. In one swift motion, she buries it in the bastard's thigh and twists. Asterisk, he screams. She leans in, voice low. Who killed my father? Blood pools beneath him. His breathing shudders. Then, finally, Barbara. Selena's grip tightens around the knife. With what he wheezes, aconitine slow poisoning. Months. Selena goes still. Kier and I exchange a look. I run a hand down my face. Son of a bitch. It made a lot more sense as to why she was hunting them to avenge her father. She murmurs, almost to herself. It's found in aconitum, also known as wolfsbane. I explain. It's a neurotoxin. Slow, systemic, attacks the nervous system and the heart. Used right, it can mimic a cardiac arrest. Selene sways slightly, but her grip on the knife never loosens. Kaya's expression darkens. Who gave it to Barbara? The man wheezes. She got it from someone in the Bratva. Selena's eyes flash. Who? The Russian glares at her, then spits at her feet. Selene removes the knife from his thigh, slamming it back in so hard she grunts. His body seizes Petrov. Everything is done under Petrov's orders. Petrov not only wanted the bravata but also wanted to take out the Reaper. Chapter 10. Kaz Petrov. Something about that name feels wrong. Like a whisper from the past I can't quite place. Well, you've been oh so very helpful. My little moon purrs. I watch, enthralled, as she raises her gun and pulls the trigger. Without hesitation, a perfect shot between the eyes. Blood splatters, staining the floor, dripping onto her boots. My heart stutters. Not from fear, not even from shock. That's her, the way she takes a life with cold precision yet still has a spark of light in her. A contradiction wrapped in bruises, blood, and beauty. I thought Kier would be the first to obsess over her, but from the second I laid eyes on her, I knew she was mine. Her stained soul calls to mine, a beacon through my darkness. That was fun, she muses, stretching, but I think I need a shower. And we all need to have a conversation. She moves toward the door, but the sharp inhale of breath, the subtle tremble in her step. She's hurting before she can protest. I scoop her into my arms. I guess Dario and I will take care of the body, Kier mutters, rolling his eyes. I grunt, not giving a damn about the corpse behind me. There's an apartment upstairs. We'll meet there. Dario strides over, pressing a kiss to the top of her head. See you soon, precious. She laughs, but it's wheezy, weak. That's all it takes. I carry her up the stairs, following her soft directions until we reach the apartment. It's luxurious for a place above a warehouse. Open floor plan, sleek furniture, and a long hallway leading to several rooms. Last door on the right, she murmurs. I can handle it from there. I don't respond, just push open the bedroom door and walk straight into the attached bathroom. The moment I set her down, she stumbles. A growl rumbles in my chest before I can stop it. My hands curl into fists. Mine to protect, mine to care for. She meets my gaze, and the audacity rolls her eyes. Then she turns toward the shower and almost faceplants. I lunge, catching her before she crashes. Asterisk, yeah, sure, you can handle it, I mutter, lifting her again. I place her on the counter. She huffs but doesn't fight me. I turn on the shower, letting the steam fill the space. Then kneel before her, pulling off her boots and socks. She watches me the entire time, unblinking. Stand, my hands going to the hem of her shirt. May I? Her breath catches. Pupils dilate. A small nod. My little moon, at a loss for words. I peel her shirt away, and for the first time in years I have to breathe. Not because of her beauty though, fuck me. She's stunning, but because of the bruises, purple marks staining her ribs, finger-shaped imprints around her throat, the stitches, torn slightly. Blood trickling from the fresh bullet wound and the grazes in process of healing. I place my hands on the counter beside her, closing my eyes. Memories threaten to drag me under. Breathe, motherfucker, breathe. A small, delicate hand cups my cheek. Electricity jolts through me. I open my eyes to find her stormy steady, watching me. I'm okay, she whispers, just a little beat up. I've had worse. That doesn't soothe the storm inside me. If anything, it makes my own memories roar. Little me as bloody and beaten as my moon looks now. I take another breath, nodding, and finish undressing her before stripping off my own clothes, leaving just my boxers. A soft gasp. My eyes snap to hers. A blush creeps beneath the dried blood on her cheeks. I'm sorry. She huffs out a small laugh. Your tattoos are beautiful. As if her own weren't as mesmerizing. I take her hand, guiding her into the shower. The glass fogs, steam curling around us. You don't talk much, do you? She muses, eyes raking over me. I shake my head, positioning her under the spray, watching as the blood washes down the drain. She looks good in blood, but I want it to be hers or mine. never from someone else's. When the water runs clear, I spin her around. She laughs, breathy light, addicting. Then the swell of her ass brushes against the tops of my thighs, and fuck me. Asterisk my cock throbs against the fabric of my boxers. I grit my teeth, grabbing her shampoo, focusing on the simple task of washing her hair. The second I massage my fingers into her scalp, she moans. A soft, sinful sound. My hands freeze. She gasps. Oh, that was embarrassing. I chuckle low and rough. You're embarrassed by a moan, but not by standing naked in the shower with a stranger. She snorts, and the tension eases, just slightly. I rinse her hair, adding conditioner before soaping up a loofah and gliding it over her skin. Slowly, gently. Her arms, her shoulders, down to her breasts where her nipple piercings glint under the water. She whimpers when I pass over them. Heat licks through me, primal and possessive. I don't let it show. I move down, running the loofah along her stomach, then lower to the apex of her thighs. She parts her legs slightly, granting me access. I clean her swiftly, my jaw clenched tight, before kneeling to wash her legs. By the time I'm finished, the air is thick with something more. I rinse her one last time, then reach to shut off the water. A small hand wraps around my wrist. Now let me wash you. She's smiling at me. My chest tightens. I nod, and her smile widens. There's a bench right there, she says. You'll have to sit. Of course. She barely reaches my chest, tiny compared to my 6'5" frame. I sit, letting her take control. She washes my hair first, fingers massaging my scalp with slow, deliberate movements. For the first time in years, I relax. My muscles loosen. My breathing steadies. She runs soapy hands over my body, mapping my inked skin. Every touch hums with warmth, with electricity, with something I can't name. I tense slightly, fighting the shiver, threatening to escape. Asterisk, she notices. She doesn't call me out. She simply grabs my hand and pulls me up when she's finished. The water's still running, the steam's still thick. My boxer's still on, but I feel clean for the first time in 13 years. Chapter 11. Selenia, I want him. It's insane, I just met him. I haven't done anything with any man before. But this isn't just a man. He's dominance incarnate. Towering height, corded muscle, tattoos so intricate they tell silent stories across his skin. His 5 o'clock shadow along his jaw. And fuck, that deep, brooding stare makes my stomach clench. I trace my hands down his broad chest, feeling the hard ridges of his absole, 8 of them, following the trail of dark hair leading to the deep cut of his V. His boxers are already tented thick beneath the fabric. I bite my lip. He's holding his breath, his whole body tight as my fingers dance along the band of his boxers. I look up at him through my lashes, licking my lips as my hands tease at the fabric. A large, calloused hand wraps around my wrist, not stopping me, guiding me. He presses my palm to his cock, letting me feel all of him. I whimper, my thighs clenching at the hard length beneath my fingers. But it's the metal that makes my breath stutter. Piercings. I can feel them along the underside of him, teasing against my palm. His other hand grips my chin, tilting my face up so I have no choice but to drown in his blue gaze, pupils blown wide with hunger. What do you want, Milish? His gravelly voice scrapes against my nerve endings, sending a full-body shiver down my spine. I want to taste you, I whisper, my voice breathy, needy. He nods once, releases my chin, my hand. I drop to my knees, the hot spray of the shower beating down my back. Slowly he tugs his boxers down, and holy fuck, my eyes widen. Thick, long, heavy against his lower stomach. And those piercings, 8 of them. I've never done this before. Never even wanted to, the voice in the back of my head adds. I hesitate, flicking my gaze up to him, waiting for his disgust. But his head tilts back and he groans. Asterisk, groans, double quotes, don't worry, dosha moya. He rumbles, take your time. I swallow hard and wrap my fingers around his base. His cock twitches in my grip and a bead of pre-cum leaks from the tip. I lean in, licking it away. His taste spreads over my tongue, salty, masculine, addictive. His hands slam against the shower wall. A dark chuckle rumbles from his chest. Fuck moon. Encouraged, I circle my tongue around his tip, then along his base, teasing the metal, before I wrap my lips around him and suck. His whole body tenses. A sharp inhale. I take him deeper, sliding my tongue along the ridges of his piercings, reveling in the way he shudders. Slowly, I work more of him into my mouth, breathe through my nose, relax my throat. He's so big I barely take half before he nudges the back of my throat. My fingers squeeze the thick base still in my grip, my mouth hollowing. As I suck harder, fuck, his head drops forward. That's a good girl. The gravel in his voice makes my pussy throb. I whimper around him, desperate, my free hand sliding between my thighs. I rub slow, tight circles over my clit, moaning as I match the rhythm of my mouth sucking, licking, stroking faster. One of his hands tangles in my wet hair, not forcing, just holding. As he watches me, my core tightens. Pleasure builds, coiling low in my stomach. I take him deeper, swallowing around him. I'm going to come down that pretty throat, he rasps, and you're going to swallow every drop. I moan my agreement. His cock pulses thick, hot, throbbing. Then he spills with a deep, guttural growl. I cry out as my own orgasm crashes over me, my body trembling, my thighs squeezing around my hand as I swallow him down. Every last drop. You'll be my godsend, and I'm not even a believer. I giggle as Kaz pulls me to my feet, his strong hand steadying me. His lips brush against my forehead before he captures my mouth in a kiss hot and possessive. I whimper as his tongue claims mine, my fingers gripping the hard muscles of his biceps. Too soon, he pulls away, but my lips chase his, desperate for more. He chuckles darkly, shutting off the shower before stepping back. I grab some towels and turn to find him watching me, his gaze locked on my body, lingering on the curve of my hips and the swell of my ass. Asterisk, you like what you see, big guy. I tease, winking as I shimmy my hips. Kaz grunts, shaking his head with a smirk. Too much. Just as he steps toward me, his expression turns serious. We need to restitch your wound. Right, the bullet wound. I sigh, walking over to the counter and awkwardly hopping onto it. My body's still sore. There's a first aid kit in the drawer, I point out. Kaz grabs it, stepping between my legs, his fingers grazing my thighs as he rests his hands there. His eyes soften just a little before he reaches for a disinfectant wipe. Do you? The door bursts open. Oh good. Here I thought I'd find you two trying to kill each other. Dario's amused voice fills the space. Kaz doesn't even blink. Unless Moya Malishka sucking my soul out of my cock is considered trying to kill me, then no. I gasp, my face heating, but I can't help the breathy laugh that escapes me. The shock on Dario's face makes it even better. Well, glad you two have been busy. Kia's voice is smooth, but there's an edge beneath it. He steps into the bathroom, his hazel eyes flicking between Kaz and me. His clean-cut bearded jaw tenses as his gaze lingers on my body, on the fresh bruises, the cuts, the way Kaz is standing between my legs. His gaze darkens. What exactly are you two doing? Kaz was just about to restitch my wound. I explain, my pulse kicking up for an entirely different reason now. Asterisk. Kia steps closer, his presence thick in the already steamy room, without anything for the pain. His voice is low, smooth. Yeah, should be fine. Kia stops beside Kaz, his body radiating heat. My heart hammers as his large, calloused, tattooed hand glides up my thigh. Slow and deliberate, I inhale sharply, my legs instinctively clenching around Kaz's hips. You're already wet, Princess Kia murmurs, dragging his fingers along my inner thigh. So close to where I ache. Kaz presses a cloth to my wound, and I exhale shakily. Kia fingers stroke higher, brushing against my slick heat. I think you need a distraction, he whispers. A whimper escapes me as finger strokes me, sliding through my wetness with a slow, teasing stroke. My hips jerk forward, seeking more. The sharp sting of the needle pushes into my skin to the same moment Kia presses a single finger inside me. I cry out, my head falling back, pleasure and pain mixing into something dizzying. Dario curses, Jesus fucking Christ. Kia groans, his finger flexing inside me. Fuck, you're tight. His eyes widen slightly, untouched. Heat coils low in my stomach as he curls his finger just right. My free hand flies up, tangling in the back of his hair, my body rocking into his touch. Kaz hums in approval. She takes pain well, he observes, tying the last stitch. Asterisk. Kia slides a second finger inside me, his thumb circling my clit. Of course she does, he murmurs, watching my face. A desperate moan rips from my throat, my pussy clenching around him. His fingers retreat, and I whimper at the loss, only to gasp when he pinches my clit before he brings his fingers to his lips and licks them clean, his hazel eyes locked onto mine. Tastes even better than I imagined. My breath hitches. Kaz winks at me. Your stitches are done. Then walks out of the bathroom, but I barely process it because Kia just dropped to his knees. Chapter 12. Kaya. I pull my princess to the edge of the counter, spreading her legs open to take in the sight of her. Flushed, breathless, trembling. Such a pretty pussy, I murmur, my voice thick with need as I inhale her scent. Behind me, Dario lets out a low whistle. My facial hair tickles the inside of her thighs as I flick out my tongue. Tasting her for the first time, she gasps, her body jerking, and I groan against her wet heat. She's already dripping, slick and sweet, and the way she reacts to my touch has my cock throbbing in my jeans. I drag my tongue up her slit, swirling it before sucking her clit into my mouth, rolling it between my lips. Fuck, Kia whimpers, her hands tangling in my hair. I glance up, watching her unravel, eyes hooded, chest rising and falling in short pants. She's never been fucked, so I bet she's never had her pussy eaten. Are you going to come all over my face, princess? My voice is a growl against her heat. She moans, her hips shifting as she tries to grind against my tongue. Yes, more please, she begs. Dario curses behind me, but I don't give a fuck. I slide my tongue inside her, fucking her with slow, deliberate strokes. She tenses, legs trembling as she babbles something incoherent, her tattooed thighs clamping around my head. I smirk against her, feeling her tighten, teetering on the edge. And then I bite her clit. Celine detonates with a sharp scream, her whole body seizing. I don't stop, licking and sucking as she rides out her orgasm, writhing against me. Such a good fucking girl, I growl, pressing a final kiss against her swollen clit. I rise to my feet, taking in the vision of her head tilted back, lips parted, skin flushed. She looks utterly wrecked, and fuck me if I don't want to ruin her all over again but with my cock. But we have unfinished business. Go throw some clothes on, princess, I say, pressing a kiss to her cheek before walking out. When I enter the main area, Kaz is already at the stove, frying something in a pan like he owns the place. You've made yourself comfortable already, I remark. He grunts, not looking away from the food. Dario comes to stand beside me at the kitchen island, still looking dazed. Well, fuck me. Can we keep her? I stiffen. No, we can't. You know we can't, I say flatly. As soon as this is over, we're leaving. Asterisk. Dario's grin vanishes. Kaz turns, and for a split second, something like shock flickers across his face. We to have more important things to take care of the syndicate, I continue, forcing logic into my words, even as a part of me wants to take them back, wants to explore whatever the fuck this feeling is towards Celine. The silence from both of them is heavy. Look, we can have our fun. But a laugh cuts me off. I turn to see Celine leaning against the wall. Her expression is unreadable, but the cold detachment in her eyes sends a chill down my spine. Oh, don't let me stop you, she says, voice smooth as silk. Dario mutters under his breath. Good job, dickhead. Princess, I start, exhaling. I was just saying that once this is all over, we have to go. She studies me for a moment before nodding, her expression unreadable. You're right, she says simply. So we'll keep this formal, just business. She turns toward the fridge, pulling out a chilled bottle of whiskey. Dario frowns. I don't think that's what Kier was getting at. Cupcake. Celine hums as she grabs 4 glasses, pouring 2 fingers into each. You're absolutely right, Dario, she says, not looking up. He was going to give you free rein to fuck me. She throws back her drink in one swallow, and something tightens in my chest. I don't like the bitterness in her voice. I'm just trying to explain that attachment isn't an option. I grumble, feeling the words land like a blow. Cass remains silent, his focus on plating the food, but there's tension in his shoulders. Celine takes a deep breath, then offers Kaz a small smile. Well, looks like you made a delicious meal. She picks up her plate and walks toward the table. I watch her ass sway in those tight black leggings and force myself to look away. Dario shoots me a pointed glare before following her, his glass and plate in hand. Kaz grabs his own. Still silent, I grab my drink and plate before I sit across from Celine. All right, Celine says after taking a sip of her whiskey. You're after the Russians because of their flesh trade. We all nod. She starts to continue, but her phone rings. She glances at the screen before answering, her tone instantly lighter. Maximus. To what do I owe this phone call? I stiffen. Who the fuck is Maximus? Asterisk. Her expression remains casual as she listens, smiling. Well, why don't you head over then? She looks at us. They're here, and we have a lot to discuss. Grind my teeth. They as if my mouth wasn't on her pussy 15 minutes before. She laughs at something Maximus says. Bring that with you. See you soon. She hangs up and exhales. Dario raises an eyebrow. Who was that? Peaches. There's a hint of jealousy in his voice. Celine barks out a laugh. That was my head of security. Dario's cheeks turn pink. I smirk but keep my focus on Celine. Let's finish eating. If we have company coming, I don't want to be eating. They all nod, but I can feel the shift between us all as we eat. I keep stealing glances at her. There's something about her, a pull, a gravitational force. A part of me wants to take her, keep her, protect her, but I built my empire from nothing, and I know what it means to have a duty larger than myself. Kaz finishes his meal first and takes Celine's plate. I'll do the dishes. Dario volunteers loudly, shooting me a scowl as he grabs my plate too. He follows Kaz into the kitchen, leaving me and Celine alone. She swirls her whiskey, watching me. So, you built your empire from the ground up? I blink, slightly caught off guard. Yeah, started it when I was 25, got it running smoothly in 5 years. She smiles. That's impressive. My dad was the same way with Onyx. I nod. I bet you miss him a lot. Her fingers tighten around her glass. She blinks rapidly before answering. I do. He was my whole world. I hesitate before offering. Like Kaz, I lost my parents young, but I had my uncles. She looks up, interest sparking in her stormy gray eyes. They run a motorcycle club out of Boston, another branch of the Reapers. Her eyebrows lift slightly, surprised. So why did you start your own organization? She asks. I could tell her the truth, or I could keep my walls up. Logic wars with something far more dangerous. The urge to give her a piece of myself. My uncles were more into drugs and guns. I say finally. I wanted something bigger, to do something good, to have more reach. She hums, considering. And the flesh trade. That's a business interest of yours. I meet her gaze. It's what we destroy. Her lips curve into the smallest smile. That's definitely a good thing. Asterisk. For a second, I think about reaching for her hand, but then a knock at the door. Selena rises quickly, rushing to it and swings it open. A sultry, feminine voice greets her. Well, you're a sight for sore eyes. Chapter 13. Selene. I hug Lily tightly. Seeing her face is exactly what I needed after hearing Kier say the things he did. Hi, Lil, I murmur, then glance at the Max standing behind her. Maximus pulls me into a hug and kisses the top of my head like he hasn't seen me in years. A throat clears behind us. I step away from them and let them into the apartment. Lily's eyes roam slowly over each of the men before she looks at me with a sly smile. Maximus, Lily, this is. I gesture toward the guys, Kier, Casimir, and Dario. Lily beams at them while Max scowls ever so slightly. Hi fellas, I'm Lily Doverman. We had a chat yesterday. The boys step forward, each shaking her outstretched hand. It's a pleasure, Dario says, flashing her a megawatt smile. Jealousy pricks at my chest. Max steps in closer behind Lily. I try not to laugh, which causes me to choke. Kaz's in front of me in an instant, scanning me with concern. His hand cups my cheek, and Kier and Dario close in beside him. Are you okay, Malishka? Cass asks, his voice low and smooth. I crane my neck up to look at him. Yes, I'm fine, just had air go down the wrong pipe. I smile to reassure him. That's when I realize they're all touching me. Kier's hand rests on my waist. Dario's fingers stroke my arm. Kaz's hand lingers on my face. This time it's Max clearing his throat, snapping me out of the spell. Take a small step away and glance at Max and Lil. Lily is grinning like a psychopath, and Max looks like an unimpressed older brother. Let's all go sit down, I say quickly, turning on my heel and heading for the living room. As I go to sit, Kaz grabs me and pulls me into his lap. My body tenses for a second, then relaxes against the heat of him, his strength, his comfort. Everyone sits, the silence thick as we wait for someone to speak. Max and Lily both look at me, waiting. Why are you after the Russians, Celine? Kier asks, his voice serious, so I tell them. I tell them about Barbara, what she did to my father. I explained the timeline they mentioned, and how we did a deep dive into everything. I tell them about the kidnapping, about my plans for Barbara. All the while Kaz holds me on silent support while my voice falters, talking about my father. Dario's hand rests on my leg, grounding me. Well, fuck. Now this makes sense, Kier mutters, his voice low and deadly. Yes. Not only are they trying to take over, I think they're trying to set up here permanently. Everyone nods, murmuring their agreement. Then let's execute their takedown, Dario says, his smile sharp and lethal. Heat pools in my belly. I shouldn't be turned on by that. There might be an opportunity, Lily says suddenly, excitement in her voice. She pulls a tablet from her bag and hands it over to me. I study the screen. It's security footage of the house. I hit play. Barbara stands outside, directing movers as they carry bags and boxes inside. Her smile is smug, victorious, while security watches on with grim faces. I keep watching as a man steps up the front steps to stand with her. He's older, tall and broad, with a thick waist and greasy hair slicked back with too much gel. I can't hear what he says, but Barbara beams up at him. He kisses her cheek before walking away, leaving her alone again. She didn't wait long, did she? I grumble. Lily gives me a sad look and squeezes my hand. I told the men you were missing, Max says, but I didn't give them anything else. We have to be careful about who knows the truth. I nod, handing Lily back her tablet. Then I take a deep breath. Everyone waits for me to speak, even Kier, but I'm exhausted. The realization hits me like a freight train. I've been awake for far too long. My voice comes out hoarse, heavy with fatigue. Let's reconvene in a few hours, I say, glancing at the clock. It's just after 8 in the morning. I've been awake for nearly 24 hours. My entire body feels like lead. Kaz's warmth has my eyelids fluttering shut. He notices and rises, lifting me in his arms without a word. I tuck my face into his neck, letting him carry me to the master bedroom. I must be exhausted because being in his arms feels like coming home, and that's crazy, right? Inside the room, he sets me gently on the bed and squats in front of me. Through half-lidded eyes, I watch him pull off my socks, then peel down my leggings. He inhales sharply when he sees my lacy red panties. Next, he removes my sweater, and a quiet curse slips out when he sees the matching bralette. His eyes lock onto mine. I give him a sleepy smile. God, those eyes. I could stare into them forever. I shake the thought away as he pulls back the covers and tucks me in like I'm something precious. Satisfied that I'm cozy, he stands and turns to leave. I reach out before I can think. My hand wraps around his stay. With me, he looks at me for a moment, then nods. I try to keep my eyes open as he undresses, but they're too heavy. I feel the mattress dip as he crawls in beside me and pulls me close. Wrapped in his body heat, I drift off. I wake tangled in Kaz's arms, my body pressed against his. I sigh, enjoying the warmth, the security. His hand trails up my thigh, fingers curling around my hip. Is it bad that I want him? Probably. Do I care? Not really. He wasn't the one spewing bullshit earlier. In fact, he looked anything but impressed. I turn in his arms to face him. His eyes are already on me. I reach up and cup his cheek, my thumb brushing his plump lips. Am I allowed to want you? I whisper. His eyes close for a beat. He takes a deep breath. You can want me, Dosha Moya, he murmurs, voice a low rasp. but I'm not gentle. I like certain things that might not be your speed. My breath catches at the thought of him taking me, using me. I think of all the kinks I've read about, the ones that soaked my panties. There are things I've read about, I admit, my cheeks heating. A dark chuckle rumbles from his chest, and my thighs press together instinctively. What's your favorite thing you've read about, Moon? His hand glides along my thigh again, teasing my heart pounds. Well, my favorite is knife play. The groan that comes out of him is easily the sexiest sound I've ever heard. I can feel my panties dampen, my hips grind forward, seeking friction. You want me to make you bleed, Krosh? His voice is pure sin. Or would you like me to fuck you with a blade to your throat? A whimper escapes my lips. Yes, all of it. Yes, before the words are even fully out, he pins me to the mattress. He reaches over to the nightstand and grabs one of the daggers I keep there, kneeling between my spread thighs. He towers over me, his frame solid and terrifyingly beautiful. Asterisk, he runs the blade across my collarbone. I hold my breath. His other hand slips between my thighs, pressing against my clit through the thin lace. My eyes flutter closed. A moan slips out, then dash sharp. Soft pain just above my left breast. Eyes on me, Malishka. My eyes snap open, locking on his good girl. He growls. He leans down and licks the blood that wells at the surface. I grind against his fingers, desperate for more. More. Please, I beg, breathless. His eyes flash as he smiles crookedly. He takes the dagger and slices through the waistband of my thong on both sides, tossing it somewhere across the room. You're so wet for me already. His voice is thick with arousal. He runs a finger through my folds, and my hips buck up in response. I'm going to fuck this perfect cunt while I slice your pretty skin. I moan, the sound caught between pain and pleasure. He slices through my bralette, bearing me completely. I reach for him, but he catches my wrists and pins them above my head. Hands, stay here, pretty girl, he murmurs, biting my lower lip. I nod, eyes wide as he stands and shoves down his boxers. His thick, pierced cock slaps against his stomach. I stare hungrily. He resumes his place between my legs, muscles flexing beneath inked skin. I lick my lips, tasting the copper tang of blood still lingering there. Kaz grips the dagger again, lines himself up with the other hand. The blade traces a path beneath my right breast. Then he drives into me and nicks me at the same time. My back arches, a scream caught in my throat. I lose sight, I lose sound, I lose everything but him. Chapter 14, Darioi. Hear a scream. All thoughts leave me as I head straight for the master bedroom. I crack the door open and look inside, and my cock instantly hardens. It's a damn good thing Kia went back to the hotel to grab our things, and that Lily and Max went with him, because what I'm seeing, Kia wouldn't handle it. And Celine's friends would definitely lose their minds. Kaz is buried deep inside a writhing Celine, a dagger in his hand. Her skin is flushed, her head thrown back, an orgasm rippling through her. I palm my cock through my pants, watching as Kaz gives her slow, lazy thrusts while she comes down. Fuck, Kaz, she breathes, voice barely a whisper. You ready for more, Moon? He asks, his voice deep and heavy with lust. She must nod, because he pulls out and flips her, positioning her on her hands and knees facing me. Kaz's eyes lock on mine, and he grins. Of course, he knew I was here. He brings the dagger up and taps the flat side against her chin, tilting her face toward me. She bites her bleeding lip and smiles, and fuck me if it isn't the hottest thing I've ever seen. You're going to suck Dario's cock while I finish getting my fill of this pussy, aren't you? She nods eagerly, and I groan. I step into the room and shut the door behind me, peeling off my clothes. You sure you want this cupcake? I meet her gaze, looking for even a flicker of hesitation. Yes, Dario, I want your cock in my mouth. Her voice oozes confidence and desire. I tilt my head back, silently thanking whoever gave us this woman. I drop my boxers, and she eyes my cock with a sharp inhale. Smirking, I give myself a slow stroke, then drag the leaking head across her plush lips. Open up for him, Malishka Cass says. Her mouth parts instantly. I grab her hair and slide into her hot, willing mouth just as Cass thrusts back into her from behind. She moans around me. The vibration has my toes curling. Her throat relaxes, taking me deeper, and I can feel the pressure of the blade against it. Don't be gentle, Dario, she takes it so fucking well, Cass growls, voice nearly feral. We both pick up the pace. The euphoria of her mouth wrapped around me is so intense, I have to hold back from finishing too fast. Asterisk Kaz brings the blade up again and slides it behind her ear, giving her a shallow cut. She groans around me, her body jolting. She rocks between us, her round ass slapping against Kaz's hips, her throat tightening around me. Fuck, pumpkin. Your mouth is fucking perfection. I groan. I tighten my grip in her hair as Kaz makes another small cut between her shoulder blades. She cries out, then hollows her cheeks and sucks me hard. I'm gonna come, I grit out, barely holding on. I explode down her throat, and she sucks and licks me clean like she's starving for it. Pull out, Dario. Kaz's voice cuts through my haze, and I obey. He pulls Celine back against him and presses the blade's edge to her throat as he slams back into her, hard enough to make her breasts bounce wildly. I crawl onto the bed, suck one of those perfect tits into my mouth and reach down to toy with her clit. I roll the sensitive nub between my fingers, switching between nipples with my mouth, licking, sucking, teasing. She's close. She's milking my cock like she can't get enough. Kaz growls at his words. I bite down on her nipple and pinch her clit. She screams, her whole body shuddering in release. Holy fuck, Celine. My voice is full of awe. Her eyes are rolled back, mouth open, hair a wild missand, the jeweled dagger glinting at her throat is a sight I'll never forget. Kaz groans, jerking as he comes inside her. His thrusts, slow, lazy, spent. He drops the dagger to the bed and holds her tightly as he pulls out. Their mixed release drips out of her, and I watch it trail down her thigh. Here, hold her. I'm going to run the bath. Kaz's voice is quiet. I nod and pull Celine into my lap, adjusting her so she's cradled against me. Kaz disappears into the bathroom. Well, that was fun, she says, voice light and amused. I burst out laughing. Looking down, she's got the most satisfied smile I've ever seen. That was more than fun. Pumpkin, that was fucking hot. She laughs too, and I lift her easily, carrying her to the bathroom. Kaz has already filled the tub with warm water and bubbles. I set her gently inside. I'm about to ask if she wants company when her throat clears behind us. Kaz and I both snap our heads around. Kier is standing in the doorway, arms crossed. Asterisk, I brought you fresh clothes. Go get cleaned up. His voice is but there's something under it. Disappointment, frustration. Can't tell if it's because he missed out or because we just fucked Celine. Kaz and I glance at her. She nods. It's okay, go. We've still got a lot to do. We both nod and leave the room. You think he's going to say something stupid again? I mutter to Kaz. He grunts, clearly slipping back into brooding silence. I pull on my boxers and grab the rest of my clothes before heading to the living space. I don't think she's brought it up to them yet. Lily's voice reaches me from around the corner. I freeze. She needs to tell them, especially the big fucker. Max replies. His tone is all business. Max, there are still too many unknowns, Lily says. And now she sounds unsure. Kaz appears beside me, and I raise a hand to stop him. Then that's that. I just hope they understand, Lily finishes, voice tinged with worry. I must have missed Max's response, because now I'm confused about the worry. Kaz looks the same as I feel. We move forward, making noise so they won't think we were eavesdropping. Not that I was. Not really. As we enter the living room, Lily grins at us. Max scowls. Well, don't you two look? She tilts her head, rumpled. She laughs to herself. How can we not be with a minx like Celine? I tease. Max grumbles something under his breath, making Lily burst into laughter again. Your bags are by the door. She points. Looks like you're staying here now, and we will be going out tonight. Kaz picks up his bag and a garment bag, disappearing down the hall like he already knows which room he wants. What do you mean, going out? I ask, confused. Celine is supposed to be missing. Barbara's hosting a black tie event at the house, Max says. We're making our move. Makes sense. That way we see who's shown up in town, too. We came up with a plan, Lily says, pride in her voice. Kier wanted to go over it with Celine. I nod and grab my own bag. There's a garment bag hanging off the side as well. Won't we all be recognized? I ask. We're not exactly subtle. And neither is Celine. Asterisk, good thing it's masks required. Lily winks and gestures to the kitchen island where 6 ornate masks are laid out. Okay, I grin, excitement hitting hard. Guess I should get dolled up. I turn and head to the bedroom opposite Kaz's, adrenaline buzzing through my veins. Chapter 15. Kier, are you going to say something, or are you just going to stand there? I snap out of it, internally cursing myself. I was staring. She looks ethereal, bathed in the warm mid-afternoon light, the sunset casting a golden hue behind her as she sits in the tub. Clearing my throat, I glance away. We have a plan I wanted to go over. The sound of water sloshing draws my eyes back. She's turned away from me, reaching for a towel. My cock stiffens at the sight of her perfect, round ass framed by wet tendrils of hair sticking to her skin. Go ahead then, she says, voice detached. I try to focus. Barbara's hosting a masquerade event tonight. I aim for professional, but the words falter when she bends over to unplug the tub, giving me a flawless view of her pussy. Perfect time to make a move then, she says with a soft laugh. There's one thing I need to happen before that. She wraps the towel around herself and turns toward me. Oh, her eyes are sharp. What's that, princess? There are documents in my office. I want her to find them before the party. Her smirk is devilish as she steps closer. I have no idea what the documents are, but I already know Barbara won't like them. I'm sure that can happen, I reply, my voice hitching when her finger trails down my chest. Good boy. Her eyes glitter with mischief before she turns and walks away, leaving me stunned. I'll take that as a win. She's at least talking to me now. When I follow her out, Lily is standing in the room, the two of them talking about dresses. Ladies, I nod in their direction before stepping out. I head down the hall and enter the room I picked for myself, only to find Dario sprawled across the bed, legs crossed, and Kaz sitting stiffly on the edge, arms folded. Dario sits up when he sees me, the usual playfulness missing from his face. "We may have a situation," he says quietly. "What kind of situation?" I step in, more alert now. Dario glances at Kaz, which instantly annoys me. This is probably about Selene and… yeah, I get it. I feel it too, but we still have unfinished business in Boston. The syndicate, our people, our city. We overheard something, Dario continues. I think they're keeping something from us, something important that throws me. What exactly did you hear? My tone sharpens. I'm not sure what it means, but Lily said Selene needs to tell us something, especially the big fucker. Dario mimics the air quotes. I glance at Kaz, who gives a silent nod. So it's confirmed. Asterisk, I curse under my breath and head for Selene's room, the others trailing behind. I knock once, then open the door. Selene and Lily are just stepping out of the closet. Selene gives me a curious look. Something wrong? She asks. I'm not sure. I keep my tone steady. The boys seem to think you're hiding something. I nod toward Kaz and Dario behind me. Something flashes and her eyes hurt. It's gone as quickly as it came, her face going blank as she looks between us. Lily eyes us with obvious disapproval. I see Selene says calmly, "Then I guess it's time we talk." She gestures toward the hall, and we all head into the main living area. "Where's Maximus?" Dario looks around. "He went to do his job," she answers coolly. We all pause, sensing the shift. "You might want to sit down for this," she adds, motioning to the couch. We sit while she and Lily take the chairs across from us. "Why are you guys really here?" she asks, eyes locked on mine. I scoff. "You already know. The Russian skin trade we've been tracking." She nods but looks away, lost in thought for a moment. "It's not because Kaz is a Volkova." The air stills. "What?" I ask, confused. "Ivan Volkova." All of us shake our heads. She groans. "Seriously, I thought you were well connected on the East Coast. We are. What does Ivan have to do with this?" I press. "Ivan, the old Pakin of the Bravata. His family was murdered." She looks at us like we're missing something obvious, and maybe we are. "I've had a theory," she continues, now speaking directly to Kaz since your last name was mentioned. Kaz's jaw tightens. "What's your theory, Malaya?" She moves in front of him, takes his hand. "My father made me learn about all the major players. One of them was Ivan Volkova. He had a wife and a son." Dario and I nod. We'd heard as much. "But weren't they all killed by his enforcer?" Dario cuts in. Selene nods. "That's the official story. But our division out east responded. First, only Ivan and his wife's bodies were there." She looks at me, waiting for it to click, and it does. "So, if Ivan's heir wasn't there," my brow furrows. She nods. "And not just that. The trauma caused his wife to go into early labor." A guttural noise comes from Kaz. Catherine. Selene's eyes go wide as she looks at Lily. Something unsaid passing between them. "If you're right," I say slowly, "Kaz is the heir." To the Bravata she gives a sad smile. We all know what a mess the Bravata's been since that incident. We've been hunting them for fuck's sakes. Kaz shoots to his feet so fast, Selene almost falls. I reach out and pull her into my arms before she can stumble. "Yeah, but the dirty Otbrosi Petrov," Kaz growls, pacing, his Russian accent thick and harsh. We stay silent, letting him work through it, until suddenly he stops. I knew I recognized that name. Then, without warning, his gaze locks on Selene. He charges. Dario and I both shoot up, ready to intercept, knowing the look in Kaz's eyes. He's lost in it, in the traumatic memories, but Selene doesn't flinch. No fear in her posture as he grabs her. Dario barks, reaching for him. Then, nothing we expect happens. Kaz drops into the chair Selene had been sitting in, pulls her into his lap, and presses his face into her hair, inhaling deeply. His entire body relaxes. I freeze. We all do. Usually when Kaz spirals like this, I have to pin him down or knock him out. But now it's as if he found his anchor. Chapter 16. Kaz, holding my moon, grounds me. Her presence brings breath back into my lungs, settling the chaos in my chest. She strokes the hair back of my neck, my face buried in the crook of her own. And for a moment the world falls away. So, if Kaz is the heir, we can easily clean out the Bravata, start fresh. Kier's voice is too eager, already planning our return east. He knows I'll have to go back with him, and he's right. If this really is my birthright, then it's not a question, I'll claim it. Well, I wouldn't say icily. Selena's voice is soft, grounding, but it's definitely doable. It'll just take time. She's not wrong. You don't just walk into a room and declare yourself Pakan, and I've only ever known how to be second in command, not the man at the top. We get things wrapped up here, then head back and handle the rest. Kier states, but this time I feel so tense in my arms, barely just for a millisecond. If I wasn't clinging to her, I'd have missed it. That's true. Her voice is thick, forced. Then you'll be the most powerful men on the East Coast. Before the silence has time to stretch, Lily's voice cuts in, sharp. It is all great, but we've got a masquerade to attend. Selene slips from my hold, earning a low growl from me. She turns back, that smile on her face, her fucking smile. It lights me up from the inside out. "Don't worry, big guy." Her voice is sultry, laced with tease. "I won't be long." My cock jumps in my slacks like it's trying to chase. After her she winks, then disappears down the hall with Lily. This is great news, Kia says behind me, but his tone doesn't match the words. I glances where his eyes are still on the hall where Celine vanished. He's not wrong. It is good news. Maybe the best we've had in years, but we all know leaving her is going to fucking hurt. I know it's crazy, this connection to her. I barely know her, but I do know that my soul recognized her instantly, that my heart only beats for her, that she's imprinted on every part of me. That means leaving Celine, doesn't it? Dario's voice is quiet, heavy with emotion. I nod. She wouldn't leave this place. Not with her father's legacy to take care of. Kia has his. I guess I have mine. Unfortunately. Kia's voice makes both Dario and I snap our heads toward him. Unfortunately, Dario bristles. Man, you're the one who said all those things. Kia scoffs and drags a hand through his hair. I know, fuck, I know. I just don't know how to handle this. His voice rises with each word until it's nearly a shout. I see it in his eyes. The war he's waging inside himself. What do you mean? Dario asks. I stay silent. I already know. I just want to see if I'm right. These fucking feelings. Man, I feel like I'm going insane. Kia gets up and starts pacing. I'm 38 and I'm feeling things I've never felt before. For a woman I barely fucking know. Yep, nailed it. None of us ever had girlfriends. Except Dario. Briefly. Back in high school. Kiri's never been like this. Me. I've always been fucked up. So this makes sense. It's alright, Kira, Dario says calmly. It's new for all of us. Kira stops pacing, looks at us both. You're right, but are we crazy? I let out a low, dark laugh. Dario joins in, like it's our own private joke. The only crazy thing, I mutter, is that you fucked up. Dario points at me like bingo. Kira just rolls his eyes and sighs. There are ways we could make this work, you know, Dario. Words send a flicker of hope through me. Hope. What a fucking dangerous thing for someone like me to feel. Go on. Kira's voice shifts. There's interest now. Well, what if we moved here? Dario grins. Lucas and Vito are running things well in Boston. We could start a sector here, shift the Bravata operations too. I think it over. He's right. It's doable. That's Kia sounds surprised. Actually, a good idea would take time. Though they both look to me and I nod in agreement. But first, Dario turns to Kia, voice firm. You need to fix things with her. Kia nods slowly. I will. Then we'll settle this and come back for our girl. Dario grins. Wonderful. Let's just hope she's on board. Some of the tension in my chest eases. I just hope it doesn't take long. I can't be away from my moon for too long, as if summoned by my thoughts. She appears at the end of the hallway. My cock is instantly hard. She looks like a fucking dream. Lets out a low whistle. Celine smirks. She's in a silver dress that hugs every curve. Long sleeves. No tattoos in sight. Her hair is pitch black. No white streaks, cascading in waves. The mask matches her dress, and her lips painted the color of fresh blood. I'm on my feet in an instant. Walking straight toward her. You look fucking delicious, Millie. But I miss the ink, your hair, your eyes. My voice is thick with need. Her eyes are usually gray. Now green contacts, but the heat behind them is all her. Why? Thank you, she murmurs, rising onto her toes to kiss my cheek. What about me, sweet cheeks? Dario suddenly beside me, all grin. She laughs and kisses his cheek too. Princess Kia steps up, her smile vanishes. But when he pulls her in close, she doesn't resist. You look otherworldly, he murmurs. But I agree with Kaz. Her cheeks flush. She rises on her toes to kiss his cheek too. Thank you, she breathes. All right, let's grab our masks, Dario says. Breaking the moment, I shake off the trance and catch Lily, decked out and grinning. I head to the counter. Wear 3 black masks. Wait, how many weapons are we packing? I've got 2 guns and 2 daggers. Celine replies casually. The corner of my mouth twitches. Where she's hiding them in that dress, I have no idea. But I love it. I walk down the hall to gear up, slide into my harness, 2 guns at my sides, 1 at my back, suit jacket on. We're all in black. Our suits match, but the tattoos peeking out from my shirt collar, those are all me. When I step back out, Kier and Dario are suited up too. Well damn, Celine teases. You boys clean up nice. We're nothing compared to you, Malishka. Asterisk she lets out a sweet laugh that goes straight to my chest. You're too sweet for your own good, Casimir. Hearing my full name in her voice makes me groan. Everyone laughs as Kier offers her his arm. Shall we? She takes it with a nod. Together we head down to the waiting limo. And I can't shake the thought I'd burn the bravado to the ground before I let anything or anyone take her from me. Chapter 17. Celine. As we head to my home in the limo, all I can think about is how Kier looked at me and the words he spoke. I want to be mad at him, but it's hard. I understand their situation. It's not like I can ask them to stay when they have so much waiting for them back home, but I want to. You can call me crazy all you want. Whatever this is, between us sends excitement rushing through my body. It's just like the books I read, fast and hard. Not that I'm in love with them or anything, but I definitely feel some type of way toward each of them. It's like I'm living my own fast-paced romance novel and I'm addicted to the feeling. Dario sits beside me, his hand resting on my leg. I look over at him and smile. He grins back, leaning in close so his lips brush against my ear. I know I didn't say it earlier. But you look exquisite, he says, voice low and smooth. His warm breath against my skin sends a jolt of electricity. Straight to my center, I subtly rub my thighs together. But of course, he notices and winks. Then my phone dings. I grab it and see a video file from Max. I haven't even watched it yet. But just seeing Barbara standing at my desk in the study, I already know this is going to be good. What is it? Kier asks from next to me. I look up at him, probably grinning like a maniac. I just got the best news ever. I glance around at all of them. Lily grins. Is it what I think it is? I nod and hit play. Everyone crowds around me, watching as Barbara flashes her smug little smile and takes a seat in my high-back study chair. She opens the top left drawer. I know the exact moment she sees the papers, her body tenses, and she snatches them up. The first document hits her like a slap. Her face tightens as she reads that Lily is officially a partner in Onyx and owns half the shares. She flips to the next page, and the paper crumples a little in her hand. My will, it clearly states Lily is the sole beneficiary to everything. Asterisk then. She hits the final document. Her expression shifts to full-on rage. This one. It makes it real. It confirms that her story for my disappearance would be null. It states if I am no longer present physically or mentally, my will activates immediately. And if anything happens to Lily, everything goes to an unnamed recipient. Only 2 people know who that is, me and my lawyer. And it's a sealed tight document and locked away. Barbara crumples the papers and screams, God, I wish I could hear the sound of her misery, but even watching it is chef's kiss. A group of men rushed into the study. Most I don't recognize, but Max and a few of his guys are there. They all act concerned, asking what's going on as she shakes the papers at them. Max plays it up perfectly, then looks straight into the camera and winks. The video ends. I'm full on laughing now, and so is Lily. The guys just look at me like I've gone completely insane. What was that about? Kier asks, clearly confused. I take a deep breath, trying to calm my giggles. That, gentlemen, was the stupid wench losing everything again. Lily and I high-five, still cackling. Care to explain? Pumpkin Dario asks. So I do. I tell them how Barbara assumed she'd get everything from my father. I explain the documents and how Lily signed them all. As I speak, I watch their faces, and when I glance at Kaz, I nearly choke because he's grinning. Kaz is grinning. I've never seen this man smile. But here he is, looking like he just watched Barbara fall face first into her own grave. My core floods with heat at how beautifully deadly that grin is. And I pounce. I slam into him, crashing my lips to his. His arms wrap around me like steel. Lily says something, but I barely hear it as the limo slows to a stop. I start to pull back from Kaz, but his mouth stays locked on mine. The door opens, closes, and I hear Dario and Kier groan. Fuck, princess, your ass in that dress. Kier's voice is pure desire. I'm pulled from Kaz's arms and he growls, making me giggle. I'm spun around and come face to face with Kier. The unhinged need in his eyes makes my panties instantly wet. His lips hover near mine, waiting. Fuck. Being mad at him. I want this. Even if it's only for a little while. Asterisk. I press my lips to his, letting out a breathy moan when he kisses me like he owns me, hot and dominating, his tongue tangling with mine. Get up, Malishka, Kaz growls. From behind I pull back from Kier and sit beside him, dazed. Dario and Kaz are across from us. Kaz is smirking, shaking his head like I've done something naughty. I'm confused, until Dario kneels in front of me, still somehow towering over me. He kisses me hard, then leans close, lips brushing my ear. You wanna watch daddy fuck me while Kaz takes your pretty pussy? My heart stutters and my mouth drops open. I glance at Kier and he just winks. My core clenches around nothing. I think she likes that idea, Dario says, amused. Then come to daddy. I'll get you ready while she sucks my cock. A needy sound escapes me as I look between them. Get on your knees, Krushka, Kaz barks. I adjust my dress and drop to my knees in front of Kier. Take me out, princess, he says, running a hand along my cheek. I greedily undo his belt and pants, sliding them down enough to free his cock. My mouth waters at the sight of him, thick, hard, a vein running along the underside. I lick my lips and look up at him. He grins before guiding my head toward him. I run my tongue along that vein, earning a low groan. I wrap my hand around him, my fingers barely touching, and lick the head, tasting the salty precum with a moan. I take him into my mouth, slowly stretching my lips around him. As I suck, I hear Dario moan. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Kier's fingers working inside his ass. My core flutters. Kaz's hands slide my dress up my legs before he rips my panties off, making me yelp. Such a good fucking girl, he growls, smacking my ass. I whimper when his hot mouth meets my entrance. Fuck, pumpkin, the sounds you make, Dario groans. I take Kier deeper, while Kaz's tongue fucks me from behind. He pinches my clit hand. I fall apart, crying out around Kier's cock. He pulls me off. Princess, you're trying to make me come already. I shake my head, completely lost in the haze of pleasure, while Kaz keeps sucking up every bit of my release. I think Dario's ready. You gonna suck his cock? Kaz demands, voice like gravel, leaving no room for a real answer. I nod eagerly. Anyway, Kaz laughs darkly and picks me up. Before I know it, I'm completely naked except for the gun strapped to my thighs and the daggers on my arms. He lays me across the seat. Kaz kneels between my legs, freeing his cock. My pussy flutters at the sight of it. He lifts my legs onto his shoulders and lines up with me. Ready for me. Sweet cheeks, I hear Dario ask. I look up. Dario is above me, cock hovering near my mouth. I nod, breath catching. He leans down, his tongue licking my clit as he slides his cock between my lips. Once Dario is in a comfortable position, Kaz thrusts into me in one hard, punishing thrust. I moan around Dario, trying my best to suck and lick his cock from this angle. And then I feel it. Dario jolts forward. Kier's likely buried to the hilt inside him. I'm being fucked from both ends while Dario takes Kier, and it's heaven. Then Dario starts sucking my clit again, and I explode. I scream around him, shaking as my orgasm rips through me. The guys all growl and curse. Dario's release coats my mouth. Kier shouts something before he's above me stroking his cock. He groans as his release spills across my chest. Kaz's hand comes to my throat, squeezing as he keeps pounding into me. Fook. He growls, hips stuttering as he thickens and spills inside me. He stays there, leaning forward, kissing me hard. We're all panting, sweaty, wrecked. Fuck. Princess, Kier says between breaths. I get dibs on that cunt next. I giggle. Deal, daddy. He laughs and shakes his head. Kaz finally pulls out and they all get to work cleaning me up, making me look presentable again after they just ruined me in the best way. Fuck me, if it doesn't just solidify everything I feel for them, I would do anything for them. All they'd have to do is ask. Chapter 18. Dario. The limo pulls up to Selena's house, and I can tell she's pissed about being brought here like a guest. Her jaws clenched, hands balled into fists. You okay, pumpkin? I take one of her hands into mine. She rolls her eyes, of course, just ready to get this shit over with. After our extracurriculars in the limo, Max called. He picked up Lily from where she bailed and gave us a list of the Russian guests. Every single one that mattered was going to be there, and fuck me if it wasn't about to be a dangerous evening. Kaz had this feral excitement buzzing off him after the call. He was itching to spill blood. I'm just making sure. Kitten. My voice is soft as I rub my thumb across her knuckles. She lets out a small sigh, smiles at me. Everything will go as planned. She glances at Kaz and Kier. We got this. She says it like we've done this 100 times before. Like we're a team that hits me in the chest. I never want to leave this woman. We'll succeed. We'll get you the vengeance you deserve, Kier says from her other side. I glance at him. He's taken Celine's other hand. And fuck me, hope blooms in my chest. This could be at the moment we end the hunt and go home. Then bring everything back to her. She nods, emotion flashing in her eyes. She opens her mouth to speak, but the limo door opens, and she just shakes her head with a soft smile. Ready, Malishka? Kaz winks, offering her a hand. She takes it, stepping out. Kier and I follow, and we all stand in a small circle exchanging glances. Main target is Barbara, Celine says low. We all nod. The plan's simple: corner Barbara, get her to the back gardens near the shed on the far side of the property. Once she's secured, we're free to take out whoever else we want. Though she did tell us very sternly not to wreck her damn house. That had me laughing, which earned me a smack to the head. Let's get to it then. She smiles. She's deadly and angelic. It does something to me I can't explain. Kaz offers her his arm, and she takes it as we all walk inside. The party's already in full swing. Everyone's masked up, even security. I scanned the room. Max said, Celine is trusted. Men would be marked by silver pins on their suits. I count maybe 20 of them posted around. May I have this dance? Kier holds a hand out to our girl. We're in a modern-day ballroom, music floating around us. Of course, Give by Sleep Token is the song that begins. I can tell by the opening chords. Asterisk. She takes his hand, and they head to the floor. Kaz and I hang back near the open bar, posted against the wall. Kier pulls her in close, and they move like they've danced together forever. Smooth, magnetic, they've caught everyone's attention, including mine. I keep my eyes moving, but I spot a woman looking visibly pissed. The men she was talking to are now focused on our silver angel Barbara. Gotcha. I nudge Kaz and nod in her direction. She looks disappointed. Dario, he mutters, you should ask her to dance. I nearly gag. I'm not doing that. He laughs silently, shoulders shaking. You're a young, mysterious man. She'll eat it up. He's right. I can fake it long enough to lure her outside. Easier than our main plan. Fuck you. Right, I groan. I stride across the room and step up beside Barbara. You're too lovely to be standing here watching. I lean in and whisper it in her ear. She turns, anger gone in a flash, giving me a half-baked smile. Probably all that filler holding her face together. Is that your way of asking me to dance? Her voice is high, fake sweet, like she's trying to sound 20 years younger. I offer my hand, voice dropping into a smooth, sultry tone. Of course. I scan her bony figure stuffed into a too-tight red dress, fake tits on the verge of bursting the seams. She beams at the attention, faking it till you make it. As the next song starts, I glide her to the center of the room. She presses against me, aligning our bodies like she's trying to crawl inside my skin. We start to move not gracefully on her patent. I catch Selene and Kia still dancing. My girl meets my eyes, laughter twinkling in hers. What kind of business are you in? Barbara asks, biting her lipstick smudged lip. Gag. Double quotes finance. Just here meeting a few clients. Ooh, I bet you do well. I do okay. What about you? Bombshell, she giggles. I'm a homemaker. I twirl her, giving myself a break from her choking perfume. So, you have a husband then? I ask, feigning disappointment. She laughs. No, but I'm in the market for one. Of course, she doesn't mention she's recently widowed, I see. Maybe we could go for a walk. I trail my fingers down her spine. Asterisk, she shivers, overacted and forced. Nothing like Celine's real involuntary reactions. I definitely think we could use some privacy. Her voice turns into a whimper. I start to lead her away, but she tenses. Her eyes are locked not on Celine, thank God, but on Lily. You'll have to excuse me. She steps away. I let her go. This is part of the plan, lure Barbara into following Lily for answers or revenge. I move off the floor and head back to Kaz and Kia. Where's our girl? I ask, scanning the room. Ladies' room, Kia replies. I nod and turn to Barbara. She's rejoined the men in gestures. Toward Lily, one guy pulls out a phone, no doubt texting someone. Men without silver pins start closing in on Lily, while Barbara and the rest drift toward the glass doors. Lily notices and follows. The plan intact. We have to go out there. Kia mutters. Kaz and I nod, moving fast so men are already on the move. We slip outside and follow the voices. In an open area, Lily's on her knees, a gun to her head. Barbara stands beside the guy holding it, venom in her voice. You stupid bitch. You're just like that useless girl. Lily spits back. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Barbara hisses. You didn't sign papers saying you get it all. Lily laughs. Of course I did. But what the fuck did you do with Celine? Crack. Barbara slaps her. She's missing. You ditz. I catch movement. Guard crumples in the dark. Then another and another. Till they are all motionless on the ground. Selena. Shot goes off. I whip my eyes to Lily. She's fine. Smiling like a maniac. The gunman's dead at her feet. The others panic. Barbara's eyes dart wildly. You're in trouble now, Lily taunts. One of them knocks her out. Open fire. Barbara screams. The remaining 6 form a circle, aiming blindly into the trees. One of them is aiming straight at us. Fuck. Get down, Kia hisses, pulling Kaz and me down. We drop just in time. Gunfire erupts, then silence. Reloading time. I peek through the brush. A figure emerges from behind a tree. Asterisk. TSK. Barbara. Selene. Her voice is ice, sharp and cold unrecognizably. The men spin to face her. We move in behind. Max appears to unnoticed. You, Barbara shrieks. What the fuck is she doing? Kia mutters. A guy looks around at the bodies, then shouts in Russian, Chert Vazmi, Pristreli ye. No. Kaz bellows, charging. I glance at Kia, confused, then follow. A gun fires. Time stops, as if the world halts on its axis. Everyone is still standing. Then it happens as if in slow motion. We are all frozen in place. Shock and horror shackling our bodies. Celine trembles, knees folding like she's being lowered by the angels themselves. She hits the ground soft, as if the world is trying to protect her. Get up. Kaz's voice is pain-filled. Get up, Moon. His voice cracks on her nickname. Get up. You don't get to fucking leave me. He roars. She doesn't move. That's what does it. Unleashing our demons. Kaz reaches the first man and snaps his neck. I lunge at another, fists flying. Rage consumes me. I beat him to death and continue till blood soaks my skin from his mangled face. Dario. A hand lands on my shoulder. Kia. I'm panting, blinking, trying to clear the blackout haze of rage. We have to go, Dario. Barbara and Petrov got away. Celine, I croak. He shakes his head. She was alive. Barely. Max took her to the hospital. I get up, feeling nothing but emptiness. Cass is kneeling where she fell. He stands slowly, nods. I don't miss the tear tracks on his face. Let's track those fuckers down. Chapter 19. Subliminance. Later the world comes back in pieces. First, sound a steady rhythmic beeping that echoes inside my skull. Then cold. My skin feels too sensitive. My throat is raw, dry like sandpaper. I try to swallow, but there's something lodged deep. Panic flares in my chest. Hands too rough on skin that feels paper thin. Voices too loud in a brain that can't process them. Then nothing. Darkness swallows me whole again. The next time I wake, the tube is gone. The lights are dim. It's night. My body feels unfamiliar, weak, like I haven't moved in forever. Because I haven't. The nurse tells me I was in a coma for months. The bullet went through my lower chest, nicked something important. I don't retain much. I hear life support. I hear we almost lost you. The rest fades into static. My mind feels sluggish, like it's learning how to think again. My chest aches not just from the injury, though I have a phantom pain, but from the gaping hollow space left behind. Because they're not here. No Cass. growling at the doctors. No Kia silently hovering while pretending not to hover. No Dario calling me pumpkin just to make me smile. No Max, no Lily. Panic rises fast, thundering through my ribcage. Did something happen to them? The monitor spikes. Alarms beep rapidly. The nurse rushes in. Celine, you need to relax. I try to breathe, but it feels like my throat's closing. My vision narrows, black at the edges. Oh my God, Celine. A familiar voice yells, breathe. Girl, I'm right here. Lily, her hands cup my face as she breathes with me, guiding me in through the nose, out through the mouth. I mimic her rhythm until the world settles and color returns to the room. I'm right here, she says softly. Eyes glossy with unshed tears. My voice cracks, the words more rasp than sound. Asterisk, she grabs a cup and presses the straw to my lips. I sip slowly at first, then greedily, the cold water sliding down like heaven. When I open my eyes again, Lily is smiling, but it doesn't quite reach her eyes. Where are they? I ask, my voice hoarse but steady. Her smile falls away like a crumbling wall. She can't look at me. Tell me, I whisper, grabbing her hand. They left. Her tone is clipped, furious. The only reason we knew they were still alive is because they served Barbara up to us on a silver platter. My heart stops in my chest. They left me. The men I let myself fall for, that I desperately wanted to be mine, gone. As if I meant nothing in that short time. Maybe it was all in my head. I should have known better. I was reckless, careless, stupid. Hey, Lily's voice is gentle. She wipes away tears. I didn't notice. No, none of that. Sorry, I croak. God, maybe I'm crazy, but I thought there was something there. She squeezes my hands. I thought so too. I nod more to myself than to her. Here I am, trained killer crying over men. My father warned me to be cautious with love. Said my hyperactive attachment personality was too intense. Silly. A croaky male voice calls from the doorway. I turn my head, eyes wide. Max. It's barely a whisper. He rushes to my bedside, arms open, but Lily shoves him back with a flat palm. Easy, idiot. She's damaged goods. She snaps. He pouts. But I laugh, a tired, cracked sound. It's been for fucking months. Max breathes. We thought we'd never see you again. He leans in and hugs me gently, pressing a kiss to my head. For months, I shout. They both flinch, then nod. You had me on life support that long. Why? I ask, stunned. Well, technically, 4.5 months, Lily says, a little too cheerfully. We were waiting. You're a fighter, Max says, proud and certain. We decided to give it 5 months. Let your body heal and see what happened. Lily adds, squeezing my arm. Oh, I breathe, chuckling weakly. Well, I'm glad you waited, even if it doesn't fix the gaping hole inside me, Celine. A warm voice calls. Mrs. Salone stands in the doorway, flanked by Ellie and Ava. Catherine trails in behind them, giving me a small smile. Tears shine in Sylvia's eyes. It's a miracle. She rushes to me, then pauses to reach into her purse. A moment later, she slides a container across the tray table. I raise a brow. What's this? She gestures for me to open it. Inside, mini croissants, chocolate chip cookies, and a red velvet cupcake. I groan. You're an angel, Sylvia. Laughter fills the room. Can I have a minute? Catherine speaks up, voice tentative. Everyone exchanges knowing look, then quickly exit. She sits beside me, fidgeting. It's crazy. She looks so much like Casimir. It aches. I reach out and take her hand. How are you holding up? She laughs, softly. Shouldn't I be asking you that? Maybe, but you've had your own hell to walk through. She nods. I'm okay. Better, most days. I'm glad, I whisper. She hesitates, then blushes. I was wondering, could I come live with you? I blink. Seriously. She nods fast. I know you'll be training to get back in shape and I want to learn. How could I say no to another female wanting to learn to kick ass? If that's what you want, then yeah, I nod. But you're taking online courses too. What if I want to join Onyx? Her eyes gleam with hope. Still need an education, I say with a smirk. Deal. She grins and reaches out. We shake on it. The door bursts open. You can't go home yet. Another day or two, Lily announces with a scowl. Mrs. Salone pokes her in the ribs. Lily dear, she just woke up from a coma. You did call me damaged goods earlier, I say, grinning. Maximus was coming at you like a bull in a china shop. Lily fires back. We all laugh. Where is he anyway? I asked. Lily smirks. I sent him to get your necessities, told him to bring a book too. This is why I love you. Asterisk, I love you too, she says, soft but firm. But no more almost dying, no promises. Chapter 20. Cass. 6 months later. It's been 6 months since I lost my soul. 6 months since I watched my moon's body crumple to the ground, blood pooling beneath her like spilled wine. I replay that moment constantly, day and night. The way she fell almost gracefully, the order to shoot her, the way she didn't make a sound when the bullet tore through her, how I wasn't fast enough when I heard the venom-laced command. Barked out in Russian, they gave her 5 months. Lily and Max kept her alive that long 5 months on machines that breathed for her, pumped her heart, kept her tethered to life with wires, tubes, and stubborn loyalty. They told us if she didn't wake up by then, they'd let her go. We missed it. I missed it because I was too busy chasing a fucking imaginary throne trying to reclaim what was rightfully mine. My father's legacy. The bravata crown. An empire built on blood, pain, and control. What a fucking joke. I traded the chance to see her one last time for power I don't even want without her, and now we don't know if she ever woke up before the deadline. We have no idea if she's alive. The only reason we even knew about the 5-month mark was because Lily and Max told us when we handed Barbara over gift-wrapped for their revenge. So here I sit in this gilded prison of the bravata throne. Shackled, broken, empty. Dario's voice cuts through the silence softer than usual. Even he hasn't been the same. His golden retriever energy replaced by shadows and silence. I glance up. What is it? Asterisk. He steps inside my office and drops into the chair across from me. The study in this cursed mansion reeks of death and destruction. This came for you, he says, handing me a letter. And there was a hit on facial recognition. I blinked and he grins faintly. Vegas. We got a hit in Vegas. Even with everything going on. We'd continued searching. What we thought was my half-sister turned out to be my full sister. Celine had planted that seed before everything went to hell, and we hadn't let it go. So we go back to Vegas, I say, trying to keep my voice casual, even as a tightness coils in my chest. Dario nods and stands. I'll go find Keir and fill him in. I give a curt nod in return as he leaves, the door clicking shut behind him. In this life, grief doesn't come in waves, it bleeds out in slivers. Through stolen moments and quiet agony. No time to fall apart. Not when you're holding the reins of a kingdom you never asked for. While I've been dismantling the bravata's human trafficking rings, Keir's been running his syndicate. We forged a pact, Celine's idea. Now we're two of the most powerful men on the East Coast, and none of it means a damn thing without her. I pick up the letter Dario left behind. No return address, no markings, just my name. My pulse kicks up. As I open it, I barely breathe as I unfold the page. Dear Casimir, I don't even know if I'll send this. I'm not sure I have the lady balls for it, but I needed to write it, needed to get the weight of it off my chest. There's so much I want to say, but maybe it's all useless, because you left. All of you left me. I woke up in the hospital alone, my heart shattered into a million pieces when I found out you were gone, as if I meant nothing more than a fleeting distraction. Maybe I should have seen it coming. It had only been, what, a week. A shrink would probably say I'm crazy. And maybe I am, because the moment I saw you, it felt like something inside me snapped into place. Like my soul had known yours forever. Like we were echoes of lovers from another life. It sounds insane, right? Asterisk. The connection I felt to all of you defied logic. But I've never been one for logic, nor am I normal. I read enough books to know how stories like this go, but maybe I let myself believe in the fantasy that it could be real, that you'd come back instead. You broke me at first. It was in the most beautiful way, but when I woke up, and you weren't there, it was the cruelest kind of destruction. I want to hate you, God, I wish I could, but I can't, because the truth is I let myself fall. I let myself believe, and somewhere deep down a part of me thought you left to take your place, your legacy, that you'd come back for me once the dust settled. But you didn't, and I have to live with that. I've been out of the coma for 3 weeks now, and every single day, I've thought about writing this letter, even if I never send it. I needed to get out how it felt, how you made me feel, so I hope you are getting everything you wanted. The worst part is, I would have done anything for you. All of you. You just had to ask. I turned 24 in a week, and the people I want to celebrate with most are now just ghosts haunting my memories. Sincerely, Celine. My hands shake as I read it again and again. She's alive. She's fucking alive. I grab my phone and call Dario. He picks up on the third ring. Hey, I'm with Keir. What's up? When did that letter arrive? I demand. This morning. Tell Keir to ready the jet. Pack what you need. We leave within the hour. What the hell, Cass? What's going on? Keir's voice cuts in. The letter, it's from Celine. Asterisk. Silence. Then a sharp intake of breath. She's alive, Keir says. Stunned. Double quotes. Yes. And if the letter's right, her birthday's tomorrow. Fuck. Then let's go get our girl, Keir says. A spark of life in his voice for the first time in months. We hang up. I don't waste a second. I head to my room, throw what I need into a bag, and rush downstairs. One of the guards spots me. Sir, is everything all right? Call Lilith. Tell her I've got business out west. She's in charge until I'm back. I don't even break stride. Lilith, my second-bench Mandra, fought a lot of old-timers' feathers when I promoted her, but she's sharp, ruthless, and loyal to the bone. She reminded me of Celine. That's why I chose her. She's helped me rebuild the bravada from the inside out. In the garage, I jump into my SUV and peel out toward the syndicate's high-rise. We'd moved into a penthouse at the top of the building after claiming power new territory for all three of us. I'm coming for you, Malishka, and nothing will stop me. Chapter 21. Keir, I fucked up and I'm man enough to admit it. What do they say in football? I fumbled, no question about it. The one thing in this world that could have meant everything to not just me, but also my brothers. We almost lost her, but that's about to change if that letter Kaz got is any indication. There's still a chance and we're going to fucking take it. You realize she's not just going to take our asses back, right? Dario says, pulling me out of my thoughts. I sigh and shake the letter still clutched in my hand. No, she's not. But this is our lifeline, and I'll be damned if we don't use it. Dario smiles, really smiles, for the first time in 6 months. You're right. She just needs to know how we feel. Kaz grunts in agreement as he pulls up to the airstrip. Let's go get our girl. Dario claps a hand on each of our shoulders. Before we all step out, we grab our bags and board the jet, the familiar luxury of the interior doing little to soothe the nerves tangled in my gut. We'll have to get her a gift when we land, I say, realizing for the first time we're completely empty-handed. What about a ring? My head snaps toward Kaz, who's wearing a smug grin. Dario laughs, clapping his hands together. Magnificent. I'm in. You two realize how fucking crazy that is, right? I groan, though not entirely opposed to the idea. Yeah, I like the thought, but she has to forgive us first. If that's crazy, there's no reason to be sane, Kaz mutters, still smirking. Fair fucking point. The only issue, Dario says, frowning slightly, is that she can't legally marry all of us. It'll be me, obviously. Kaz says with confidence. I bite my tongue. I could argue I'm the oldest, the first to feel her wet heat, the one who should technically claim her in that way, but I stay silent as the two of them bicker over who gets to come out on top. Instead of irritation, I feel something else. Warmth, their excitement, their happiness. It breathes life into me after the long, dark months. Asterisk, the pilot comes over the intercom to announce we're ready for takeoff. As the plane starts moving, I glance out the window at the blurring tarmac. Midday departure, same time. We came to Vegas last time. Full fucking circle. What are we going to say to her? Dario asks. We tell her the truth, I say with a shrug. For someone my age, I should probably know how this works. I've slept with plenty of women, but I've never felt anything like this. Do you even know what you feel? Dario's voice is laced with amusement. I scowl at him. Shut up, you bastard. He just shrugs. It's a logical question. I glance at Kaz for backup, but he's laser-focused on his laptop, tuning us out completely. Fine, I mutter. You're right. If I think about it, I do know there's a fire in me when I think of her. I need to claim her mind, body, and soul. Her laugh, it sets my veins alight. Her strength, her no-bullshit attitude. It turns me the fuck on. That ruthless, beautiful darkness when she kills. That makes my cock rock hard. Yeah, I'm obsessed. But is it romantic to admit that? I rub my hands over my face and groan. Throw me in syndicate business and I'm a demon. Ask me to talk about feelings, and I'm a goddamn teenage boy. I must have zoned out, because by the time I look up, Kaz and Dario are both asleep. I rest my head back, eyes drifting shut. Maybe when I wake up I'll know what the hell to say to her. We land in Vegas 6 hours later, the sun casting that golden lanternine glow across the strip. I got us the same spot as last time. I tell the guys as we grab our bags and load into the rental. Think we could kidnap her and take her to one of those chapels? Dario muses. I blanch. There's no way she's getting married by some Elvis impersonator in a chapel the size of a janitor's closet. Most people would probably say there's no way we're kidnapping her. Asterisk, but I'm not most people. So it's not off the table. Yet she deserves better. Dario sighs wistfully. I'm driving us to the Bellagio when I glance over at Kaz. He's typing away like a man on a mission. You looking into that hit we got? I ask. He nods. Yeah. Unfortunately, only 3 sightings, nothing recent. That's a fucking disappointment. We need to get our girl back. Catherine is still out there. If we could manage to do both, maybe we can ask Celine, Dario says. From the back, someone in her network could have spotted her. I offer. KZ grumbles. As much as I hate the idea of asking for her help while we're trying to win her back, it might be our best shot. He's right. It's not ideal, but I can't shake that memory. Selena and Lily, their faces when we first mentioned Catherine, the way they reacted, they knew something. I mentioned my thoughts to the guys. So, you think they know her? Dario sounds confused. Acted like it, I reply. What if Celine kept her from us? There's a twinge of betrayal in his voice. I doubt it was on purpose, Kaz mutters. We don't know what Catherine's been through, how long she's known about Catherine. Plus, we were dealing with the Bravata situation, I add. She wasn't hiding her from us, just from everyone else. Dario finishes. Exactly. And then we vanished off the face of the earth. Kaz says it like fact-hand it is. It makes a lot of sense. She didn't make contact after though. Is that because she thought we'd not take Catherine in? Or that we'd leave her stranded like she thought we left her? My head's a mess as we get to the hotel, and still so as we enter the penthouse. My thoughts spiral. What if she did think we abandoned her? Was what happened in the limo just a release? Am I a horrible man for not seeing what's right in front of me? What if she's with someone else now? What if that letter was just revenge, get us to see happy? Just to twist the knife? No, Celine isn't petty. Asterisk, if she wanted revenge, she'd carve our skin off and I'd let her. Kaz places a hand on my shoulder. I blink, shaking off the mess in my head. He gives me a look understanding, grounded. Let's get some rest. It's going to be a long day tomorrow. I sigh. Chapter 22. Dario. Today's the day I finally get to see my pumpkin again. There's a pep in my step. And the guys have definitely noticed, but I don't give a damn. I like this one, I say, pointing at the ring I've been staring at for the past 10 minutes. We weren't joking about getting a ring. We've been at this for hours. But now, I've found it, the perfect one. A silver band, small diamonds outlining a black coffin-shaped diamond. It's dark, elegant, eerily perfect. For our girl. The sales associate pulls it out just as Kia and Kaz step up behind me, peering over my shoulder. Kaz grunts his approval. Wow, Kia murmurs. It's almost like it was made for her. Of course it is. Our little killer loves putting people in coffins. And me, the only way I'd ever leave her again is if I was cold inside one. Part of me knows I should have never left. The guys didn't really need me back east. No matter what they say, sure. I was useful tracking down brothels the Russians had their claws in and helping shut down their rings, but I could have stayed. With her. It would have taken longer without me, but she would have been worth the delay. We'll take it, I say firmly. No room for argument. You do realize we'll need to get her something else too, just in case, Kia says, eyeing me. I already got her something, Kaz adds, smug as hell. Of fucking course. He always does this quietly, one-upping us without a word until the last minute. And considering we're heading to the house in an hour, that minute is now. You always do that. I whine. Kaz just chuckles and walks to the register as they start packaging the ring. Can you believe him? I mutter to Kia, rolling my eyes. Kia groans, no arguing. You know how he is. I nod and gesture toward the door. Well, since he's got that covered. Go ahead, I've got a stop to make. Kia says, like I need permission. Outside I pause to think, what the hell do I get my pumpkin? The nickname still makes me smile. Out of all the ones I tried, that's the one that stuck because of the way she'd blush and smile every time I said it. It gave me a funny feeling back then. I didn't know what that feeling was. I do now. Love. But even love feels too soft, too basic for what I feel for Celine. Some would call it obsession. I'd call them boring. Sure, I'm obsessed. Not in a creepy way. I just want to know everything about her, remember every word, every detail, every look. Asterisk, I'm so caught up in my thoughts that I don't realize how far I've wandered until I look up and see a lingerie shop across the street. I grin. Perfect. I'm about to spoil her with all the sexy lingerie I can get. My hands and maybe a few extras across the street and step inside. It'd be way more fun if she were here to model it for me, but I'll make do. Hi, can I help you? A chipper blonde greets me. She gives me that look like she wants to help with more than just the shopping. A year ago I'd have taken her up on it. Hell, I might have even railed her in the dressing room, but not anymore. Not since my pumpkin. And if Celine were here, this girl wouldn't survive her wrath. Yes, actually, I say, pulling out a slip of paper. These are my fiancée's measurements. Pull everything you have in her size. Her whole vibe shifts. She even looks a little embarrassed now. Good. Double quotes. Yes, of course, she says, voice pitched a little higher. Just bring it to the register, I say, already heading toward the back of the store. I'm not trying to spend more time here than I have to. One of everything will do just fine. Once she's gone, I make a beeline for the toys and accessories. Celine likes to read, and from what I've seen she'd be down for a little exploration. Well, except dildos. She's got enough dicks in her life. I grab a flogger, a collar and leash, a blindfold, a paddle cuffs, a ball gag, and an underbed. Bondage kit. Fuck, we're gonna have so much fun. When I return to the front, the girl's just finishing loading a massive basket with lace, mesh, silk, and leather. She blushes again when she sees the gear in my hands, and I fight the urge to roll my eyes. Would you like this gift trapped? She asks. I nod, right as my phone rings. Thank God I was running out of tolerance for small talk. I answer. The fuck are you doing? Kia barks. Getting my gifts. Duh, I say casually. You buying the whole damn store? You've been in there 20 minutes. I chuckle. Not quite. Getting rung up now. Well, hurry up or we'll be late. I glance at the time. Shit, between my wandering and shopping, we're cutting it close. Yeah, yat, don't get your panties in a twist. I hang up. The cashier finishes ringing everything up and practically faints when I hand her my black card. Asterisk, I grab the 4 large gift boxes, thank her, and walk outside. Kia and Kaz are waiting in the SUV. They pop the back and I load in the boxes before sliding into the back seat. Christ, Dario, Kia says. What did you get her? Lingerie, I say, grinning. Think of it as a gift for us too. I catch his eye in the mirror and wink. He shakes his head, but I see the twitch of a smirk. He's definitely into it. Let's go, Kaz grumbles. The moment he says it, it hits me we are really going. My chest tightens. What if she turns us away? My leg starts bouncing as Kia pulls from the curb. 15 minutes later, we reach the gate to Celine's house. Guards stand outside, eyeing us. Kia rolls down the window. Here to see Celine. The guard narrows his eyes. And you are. Shit, what if we're blacklisted? Kaya, he starts to answer, but the guard cuts him off. Let me make a call. He grunts and walks to the shack, phone in hand, never taking his eyes off us. You think they'll let us in? I ask. They fucking better, Kaz growls. The guard stays on the phone a long, tense minute before returning. Guess it's your lucky day. He leans down to the window. Lily approved your entry. Don't expect it to last. He returns to the shack and the gate creaks open. Kia pulls through, heading up the driveway. On the steps ahead, Lily stands with Max and someone else. Lily looks pissed, arms crossed and foot tapping. Max stands rigid, scowling. The third person, holy fuck. Kia breathes. I see her clearly now. My jaw drops. Catherine, Kaz says, stunned. Kia slams the SUV into park. Kaz throws the door open and barrels out. Kia and I are right behind him. Catherine, Kaz says again, firmer this time. She eyes him coldly. You left, she says, voice sharp as glass. Then dash bam, she punches him right in the face. It doesn't faze him, but it sure stuns him. I don't give a damn that you left me, she spits, but you left her. Asterisk, her glare slices across all of us, and then she turns, stalking into the house. Lily snorts. Well, I guess the easy part's over. Max says nothing, still scowling. Where is she? Kia asks the question we're all dying to know. Lily makes us wait. She stares us down, dragging it out. Then finally, she sighs. She's in her room. I'll take you. We have some gifts in the back, Kia says, nodding at the SUV. Lily smirks. Max will have someone grab them. He nods and disappears. If you can get her out of that room, then you can give them to her. Her smile fades, something sad flashing in her eyes. She turns and walks inside. We follow. None of us ask about Catherine. Not yet. Celine is our priority. We follow Lily up the stairs and down the hall to a large door. She turns to us. Good luck. Don't say anything. Stupid. Then she walks away. We all take a deep breath. Kaz reaches for the handle. Wait. Knock first. I hiss. He grunts, knocks lightly and pushes the door open. There she is, sitting on her bed. Book in hand, long black hand, blonde hair spilling over her shoulders. A cropped tank and shorts hugged her figure. She's beautiful. Kaz makes a broken noise. Her head snaps up. Her face floods with emotion. You came, she says, awe and sadness in her voice. You wrote, Kaz replies, falling to his knees at the foot of her bed before Kia or I can say a word. A dagger whizzes through the air. We both dive as it slams into the wall behind us. Kaz chuckles darkly. You fuckers. My pumpkin screams. Chapter 23. Selena, I'm enraged, or at least I'm trying to be, but my heart is singing in my chest. I'm allowed to be angry. They left me, hence the nega reaction that led to the dagger now embedded in my bedroom wall. Hopefully I didn't wreck it. I'll have to resharpen the blade later. Kaz is kneeling at the edge of my bed, a psychotic, sexy smirk curling his lips. Kira and Dario are pulling themselves off the floor. Part of me wants to laugh at them, but the anger won't let me. What do you want? I ask coolly. They blink at me in unison, frowns etching their faces. It's almost cute, almost. Your birthday, princess, Kia says as he moves to stand beside Kaz. Okay, and? I ask, my tone flat. We brought you presents, Dario says gently, stepping up to Kaz's other side. They're all watching me, hopeful, nervous, maybe even a little desperate. It's written all over their faces like a damn billboard. I am happy to see them, but also fuck them. Figuratively, of course. If I let them near my body again, I don't think I'd survive if they walk away a second time. Malishka, can we talk? Kaz asks, his voice a low plea. His hands twitch like it's taking everything in him not to reach for me. You're welcome to talk, I say, folding my arms. But I doubt there's anything you can say that will make what you did any better. Kaz moves fast, climbing onto the bed and sitting directly across from me. He takes my hands, his ocean eyes locking onto mine, stealing the breath from my lungs. My soul cries out for his. I resist the urge to crawl into his lap, my favorite spot in the world. Used to be, I remind myself firmly. Dario and Kia join him on either side. Thank God I convinced my father to buy me a California King. Even then, it's a tight fit with all three of them on it. They're quiet, watching me, waiting. Just as I'm about to speak, Kia beats me to it. We left for one reason, he says, resting his hand on my knee. To be able to come back to you. A bitter laugh escapes me, and I roll my eyes. He's serious, Pumpkin, Dario adds, placing his hand on my other knee. I bite back, the shiver threatening to race through me. Their touch still undoes me, even now. We wanted to make sure everything was going smoothly back home, Dario continues, so we could come back to you without a worry. Asterisk, Lily told us about the 5-month mark, Kaz says, squeezing my hands. We thought we'd make it. It just took longer for Kaz to take over the bravata, Kia chimes in. When we missed the deadline, Dario trails off, guilt clouding his features. We thought we lost you. No one reached out to us. They wouldn't have, Kaz growls. No one knew our plans. Still, Dario says, it would have helped if someone asked, but to be fair, everyone was worried about you. The lack of communication all around wasn't our finest moment, Kira admits. Then I got your letter, Kaz murmurs, brushing a strand of hair behind my ear. Call me crazy, Malishka, but I fucking love you. My heart stutters. I search his eyes for a lie, but all I find is truth. Adoration. Love. Dario touches my cheek. I love you too, Pumpkin. Tears burn in my eyes. I search his gaze as I did Kaz's. More truth, more adoration. I don't even realize I'm biting my lip until Kaya's thumb gently frees it. I know our start and the middle of that week was a disaster, he says, voice heavy. To be honest, I think I was terrified. He looks away briefly. I'm 38, and never in all those years have I felt what you made me feel. He exhales. I'm a fucking idiot for not seeing what was right in front of me. You're everything, princess. Everything. He takes my hand from Kaz. Whether you believe it or not, I love you, and I'll prove it every day until my last. My heart wants to forgive them, but my mind won't let go. My chest tightens. My breath shortens. The memory of waking up alone, hollow and shattered, hits me like a freight train. Kaz says gently, look at me. I do. He lifts my hand to his chest, placing his over mine. Breathe with me, okay? He guides me through it. Inhale, exhale, good girl, Kia murmurs, and my core tightens traitorously. Dario squeezes my knee, mirroring the breaths, grounding me further. Once I've steadied, I nod slowly. You can't just do this, I whisper. You left, and now you think I love you is enough. I glance at the wall behind Kaz, my voice rising. I get panic attacks every time I remember waking up from death's grasp alone. You broke something in me and I'm not sure words can fix it. We'll fix it, Kia promises. Every day, with actions too, not just words. Dario adds. Kaz nods. From this day to my last. Asterisk. I hesitate, then slowly nod. You get one more chance. That's it. They each nod, solemn and grateful. And now, Dario says with a grin, clapping his hands. Birthday presents. You didn't. I gape. We did, princess, but you have to come downstairs to open them, Kia says, amused. Let me guess, Lily's orders. They chuckle. Exactly. All right, go. I need to change. I sigh, eyeing the clock. I'm sure Lily has something planned. Kaz kisses my forehead. Kia and Dario kiss my cheeks. Then they leave. Thank you, I whisper. They pause, smile, and keep walking. My head is chaos. My heart is at war with my logic. I want to forgive them. I want the love they offer. But I need proof they won't leave again. I throw on black jeans, a strapless blue corset, and matching heels, hairbrushed, lip gloss, supply dye. Give myself a mental pep talk. Ben-oh, fuck Catherine. I race downstairs, nearly eating shit on the last few steps as I burst into the dining room. The lights flick on and a chorus of surprise fills the air. The room is decorated top to bottom. Balloons, streamers, candles. My favorite foods line the buffet table. Catherine stands front and center, beaming. She's blossomed into someone I'm so damn proud. Avant is now heading on X's internal and external affairs. She rushes over and hugs me tight. Do you like it? Tears fill my eyes as I look around. Lily, Max, Mrs. Sloan, Ellie, Ava, my guys, my chosen family, my first birthday without my father, and somehow I'm not alone. I love it, I whisper, clinging to Catherine. Thank you. We hug. I get more hugs from everyone before we sit to eat. Kia holds my hand under the table. The guys ask about Catherine, and we fill them in, leaving out the worst of it for now. That story is hers to tell when she's ready. I smile more than I have in months. I feel alive then. The gifts start, and I nearly die of embarrassment when I open Dario's. Christ. Dario, I scold with a flushed face. Warn a woman when she's about to open a box of sex toys in front of her family. Everyone laughs. Oh dear. Mrs. Sloan fans herself. Asterisk. Ellie and Ava gag. Max turned away after box 1. Lily and Catherine are giggling like teenagers. Kia leans in, his breath warm on my ear. It's really a gift for all of us, if you think about it. They all wink at me. I roll my eyes. Kaz's gift is stunning, a custom set of matte black daggers inlaid with sapphires the color of his eyes. They're lethal and gorgeous. Like me, I suppose. Kia gifts me 4 Kindles. Yes, 4, he says smugly. 1 for the house, 1 for your car, 1 for our car, and 1 for the jet. Smart fucking man. Catherine's gift is a framed set that designates a self-defense program for survivors in my name. She's launching it next month. With Lily's help, Lily gives me a custom-designed leather holster set, sleek, concealed, and practical. Max gifts me a rare first edition of one of my favorite fantasy novels. Even Sylvia brings a smile with a sarcastic card and a bottle of insanely expensive rum from her and the girls. And for the first time in a long time, I feel centered. Chapter 24. Celine, I should probably stop torturing them. That's been 3 weeks since my birthday, 3 weeks since they came back to me. 3 weeks of light touches, kisses like promises, my favorite coffee in the mornings, food left on my desk, questions about my books, but more than that, 3 weeks of them staying in my space, in my world, helping with Onyx business like it's theirs too, like I'm theirs. They even had their things shipped here a week ago, as if they were settling in for good, as if I was worth fighting for. But I can't take it anymore. I'm not just horny, I'm starved for them. For their mouths, their hands, their cocks filling me, claiming me. I convinced Max and Catherine to stay at Lily's tonight. I needed this. We needed this. I smiled to myself in the mirror. Black leather and lace hug every curve, one of the pieces Dario bought me. My hair tumbles in loose waves down, my back lips painted blood red. On my feet, tactical boots, good for running. I head downstairs and wait for them to come home. Home. The word makes my heart sing. I perch in one of the high-backed chairs in the living room. Exit route planned. They should be back any minute now, and I'm ready to be hunted. The front door opens. I hear their voices, the low timbre of laughter rolling through the house like thunder. My pulse spikes. There's no way you could. Dario cuts off when he sees me. Kia bumps into him from behind. What the fuck are you? He starts. But the words die in his throat. They stare, mouths parted, hunger blazing in their eyes. Kaz pushes forward behind them. The fuck you just standing there for? He growls. His gaze finds me, and the low fuck that escapes his lips makes me smirk. Princess, Kier says, voice wary like I might vanish. I rise slowly. Their eyes devour me. I twirl, letting the lace flash. The growls that follow shoot desire straight to my core. They're still in black tactical pants and dark Henleys. Kier's shoulder holster catching the light. Something about them, still armed, still lethal, makes this even more thrilling. I don't say a word, just wink. Then I run. I launch through the French doors. Laughter spilling from my lips. Malishka Kaz growls behind me. Feral. I sprint past the pool, heart hammering, blood singing. My boots pound the ground as I race for the trees. Asterisk maybe. I'm not done torturing them. Not just yet, because what girl doesn't want to be chased by her 3 dangerous men and fucked in the woods? I crash through the trees, thankful for the trail. I push harder, adrenaline burning. I don't hear them, which is dangerous. I veer left, planning to loop around when a blow to my right. Too late. A body collides with mine and we tumble to the forest floor. He twists, taking the impact and leaving me on top. The breath whooshes out of him, and I laugh. Bad girl, Kier growls. One blink he's flipped us and his palm cracks against my ass. A needy whimper escapes me. Surprised you caught me, old man, I pant. He leans close, breath hot at my ear. Told you, princess, the next one to fuck your pretty pussy would be me. Another slap. My hips rise, desperate. His belt slides free, the sound delicious. He drags me up, spinning me until my back hits a tree. In seconds, my wrists abound. Above me, arms stretched tight. He steps back, admiring his work. Such a pretty girl, strung up like this. His grin is sharp, possessive. Asterisk, I smirk, tilting my head. What are you gonna do about it? Instead of answering, he kneels and unlaces my boots, spreading my legs wide and tying them to 2 smaller trees. The breeze kisses my soaked center, barely covered by lace. Kier draws his 10mm from its holster. My breath catches, but his eyes never leave mine. That look tells me I'm safe. Owned, but safe. He runs the barrel over my breasts, down my stomach. Lower, he brushes it over my center. I moan, rolling my hips into it. Greedy girl, he murmurs. Think I can make you come on my gun, princess? I whimper. He pulls the lace aside. Fuck, you're soaked. He teases my folds with the barrel, coating it with my arousal. Then he pushes the tip inside. I cry out, hips straining forward. Such a dirty girl, taking what daddy gives you. He leans in, sucking my clit while thrusting the barrel deep without warning. The mix of fear, pleasure, pain, and power pushes me over the edge. I come so hard I scream. Stars bursting behind my eyes. I swear someone mutters, holy fuck. But everything's hazy when I open my eyes. Kier is smiling. Not smug - soft asterisk. He kisses me. You did so good, princess. You ready for more? His voice is gentle now, worshipful. I nod, voice hoarse. Yes, good girl. They're all here now. Kaz and Dario untie my legs. They handle me like I'm breakable, but their eyes say otherwise. Kier frees my wrists, massaging them before lifting me easily. He carries me to a thick stump and sits, cock pressing against me. You want all your holes filled, Malishka, Kaz murmurs, thumb brushing my cheek. I nod too eagerly. He frees himself while Dario moves behind me. He slices the bodysuit open and slicks his fingers with my wetness, trailing it to my tightest entrance. I tense, relax. Pumpkin, Dario murmurs, stroking my back. I breathe deep. Kier's cock nudges my entrance and I moan, grounding myself in how they cage me in. I start moving, grinding into Kier as Dario stretches me open with slow precision. Kaz takes his place in front of me, cock in hand. I part my lips and take him greedily. Dario removes his fingers and lines himself up behind me. Then they all push into me, Kier beneath, Dario behind, Kaz down my throat, and the intensity makes my vision go dark. They move in sync, each claiming me in his own way. Kier fucks up into me, teasing my nipples. Dario groans behind me, driving deeper. Kaz fists my hair and owns my mouth with every thrust. You take us so well, Krushka, Kaz grits. Gonna come down this pretty throat. You'll swallow every drop. Dario is panting, barely holding back. Fuck, Pumpkin, you feel too good. Kier pinches my clit. You ready to come again, princess? I hum around Kaz's cock. He shudders and spills down my throat, and I swallow everything. Kier and Dario don't stop. They keep thrusting, relentless, brutal. I scream as I shatter again, body shaking as Kier and Dario come with twin groans. filling me, mocking me. Kia strokes my spine as I collapse against him, trembling. His breath is ragged beneath my cheek. I barely registered Dario and Kaz shifting around, Uskas brushing knuckles along my jaw. Dario slipping free with a groan that vibrates through my bones. But I feel everything at once. Wrecked, claimed, adored. The silence isn't awkward. It's peaceful and humming with things unsaid. Asterisk, you're everything. Kia whispers into my hair. Fuck, princess, you've ruined me. Dario crouches beside me. You good pumpkin. I nod, breath still shaky yet just overwhelmed in the best way. Kaz wipes the wetness from my cheeks and chin, eyes softer than I've ever seen. We don't deserve you. Well, that's bullshit. My voice is hoarse, raw. You've stayed. You've shown me you care. I see that and I blink, then press my lips to Kier's. I love you. All of you. Kier's breath catches. Dario lets out a shaky, relieved laugh. Kaz goes still. You love us? Kier asks, voice raw. I do. Kaz breathes a choked curse. Fuck, you don't even know what that does to me. I think I do. I hold out my arms to him, and he lifts me easily. I kiss him, slow and soft. Jeez. Set her down for a second, Dario says from behind me. Kaz grumbles but obeys, and Dario pulls his shirt over my head. I rise up and kiss him, and I feel him smile into it. All right, Kier says, brushing leaves off his pants. Let's get you home and into a nice hot bath. Kaz lifts me into his arms again with ease. No more running from you, Moon. Only toward you. I smile, tucking my head against his chest as we make our way back, and for the first time in a long time, I don't just feel howly, feel kept. Chapter 25. Celine. I'm wrapped in warmth from all sides, cocooned by steady heartbeats and familiar scents. It's peaceful in a way that feels almost unreal. With my men surrounding me, I feel safe, loved. It makes me crave our future, whatever that may look like. I know our world will never be without chaos or danger, but with them, I feel invincible. The sun begins its slow climb across the sky, casting a golden glow over the room. Carefully, I slip out from their arms and pad to the bathroom. After using the washroom, I head out to the balcony, needing a breath of solitude. The early morning air is crisp, grounding me as the orange tones of dawn stretch across the horizon. I close my eyes and inhale deeply. I'm still here, surviving, thriving. A lesser person would have shattered after losing their father. A weaker soul might have given up after a bullet tore through them. A bitter heart would have turned away from love, from forgiveness. But I'm none of those things. I'm me, and I finally understand everything happened for a reason. So I let go of the grief, of the guilt, of the pain that tried to bury me. Tears fall freely, but I don't hide them. They're not just for sadness, they're for joy, for freedom, for the love I never saw coming. Footsteps approach and I turn toward the sound. Princess Kier's voice is quiet, tinged with worry. Why are you crying? I smile softly through my tears. I'm just letting myself feel everything. He pulls me into his arms, warm and steady. You're allowed to feel it all and still be the strong woman you are. Dario appears next, rubbing his eyes. His gaze lands on me, and his expression crumples. Pumpkin, you're crying. They aren't all sad tears, I reassure him, and he pulls me into a hug, kissing each of my eyelids. Oh, thank God, he breathes, grinning. You know you're a badass, right? I laugh. Yes, love, I know. Fuck yeah, I got a cute name. He pumps his fist in the air proudly, a throat clears, and Kaz steps into view, dark, brooding, beautiful. Dario lets me go and I walk into Kaz's arms. He wraps me tightly against his chest and presses a kiss to my forehead. You okay, Malishka? He murmurs. I open my mouth to answer, but something catches my eye. Ink, a new tattoo right above his heart. A crescent moon with my name etched into it. My breath stutters. I reach out, fingertips brushing the design. What is this? You have my heart, Kaz says softly. You're the brightest sliver of moon on my darkest days. Emotion swells in my throat. Asterisk, it's pretty neat. Mine's better though, Dario says, smug. I whip my head toward him and gasp. Above his heart is a tiny pumpkin with my name curled around it. The delicate lines are soft and almost whimsical. You have my heart, he says, voice tender. You're a force to be reckoned with. But always my pumpkin. I step back, eyes darting to Kier, and sure enough, ink blooms over his heart too. A Gothic-style princess crown with my name woven beneath it. He takes my hands. You have my heart. I never dreamed I'd be able to find someone like you. And just like that, I'm crying again, overwhelmed. Full. Kier gently spins me around. All three of them kneel before me, and Kier pulls out a small box. Be strong, be independent, be brave, kick some ass, he says. Opening the lid. Inside is the most beautiful ring I've ever seen, an onyx coffin-cut diamond surrounded by white diamonds on a silver band. But let us love you, Kaz adds. Let us lend you our strength, Dario says. Let us be your everything, as you are ours, Kier finishes. I take a breath and pretend to hesitate to tease them. They all tense, and I bite back a laugh. I never thought I'd have this you, I say. But now that I do, I never want to let go. You've stolen my heart, my mind, my soul, and I don't want them back. From this day to my last years, I will marry you, Kier Kier slips the ring onto my finger, and they pull me into a tangle of muscle and warmth and joy. You had us there for a second. Pumpkin Dario breathes. Well, I've got to keep you on your toes. I smirk. Laughter erupts around you. My stomach grumbles, loud and unapologetic. Let's feed you, Princess Kier says, lacing his fingers through mine. We head back inside. I throw on sweats, brush my teeth and hair, and find everyone in the kitchen. Lily's the first to spot me. Oh my God, she squeals, racing over. Let me see the ring. She grabs my hand and her eyes go wide. Holy shit, it's gorgeous. Did good, I say with a proud smile. Catherine hurries over too. Wow, how does that suit you so perfectly? I glance at my guys because they see me. Max catches my eye and tilts his head toward the back patio. I nod and follow him out the French doors, cheeks flushing at the memory of last night. You happy? He asks quietly. I am. I wish Dad was here, but I shrugged. Max pulls me into a hug. He'd be proud of you. I know, it's just hard. It always will be, he says. But the pain gets lighter. I rest my cheek against his chest. You know I couldn't have done this without you, right? He chuckles, the sound tight. When I pull back, I see the emotion in his eyes. You deserve happiness too, I say, squeezing his shoulder. You're not the only one looking out for me anymore, he sighs, glancing inside at Lily dancing around the kitchen. I'm not even sure how to go about it. Be honest. Tell her how you feel. Life's too short not to. With a final squeeze, I head back inside. My guys watch me like I'm their entire world, as they are mine. This journey has been brutal, of pain, loss, and blood. But every dark moment led me here, to them, to this life, to love, because this life is a dangerous game. Epilogue Catherine decided weddings aren't my thing. Too many people, too many eyes. No matter how much healing I've done, my skin still prickles under all the attention, the accidental brush of someone's skin against mine. But I'm here for Celine, for my brother, for Dario and Kier too. Like it or not, we're family now. Celine legally took Kaz's last name so the bravata could carve out a front-facing empire in Vegas. Smart, ruthless, exactly like her. She looks radiant, regal even, the kind of beautiful that comes from surviving hell and daring it to try again. I don't do sentiment, but I'll give her that she earned every second of this, and the 3 men who'd set the world on fire for her. She deserves them too. I watch from the edge of the reception, tucked beneath a vine-draped canopy strung with soft fairy lights. It's the first quiet I've had in hours. I sip champagne and let myself breathe. You're hiding, a smooth voice says behind me, feminine, sharp. Amused, I turn just enough to meet her eyes. Lilith. My brother's second-in-command wears a black leather jumpsuit like it's her birthright. Tattoos coiled down her arms, her ashy blonde hair tumbling to one side. There's danger in her grin, and something else interests. I wouldn't say hiding, I reply coolly, watching as her gaze skims over me like a hand. Waiting for someone then? She asks, her smirk sliding into something more deliberate. My cheeks heat. Damn her, why I tease. Would that make you jealous? Before she can answer, there's a crash and a muttered fuck from the bushes. Kier's cousin stumbles out of the greenery, leaves in his hair and mischief all over his face. He's annoyingly so, and his green eyes are too bright for someone who looks like he could kill a man with his bare hands and then bake cookies about it. Ladies, he grins, brushing dirt off his shirt like that somehow resets the moment. What were you doing in the trees? I ask, more curious than annoyed. Behind me, I feel Lilith step forward, close enough that I can feel the warmth of her. A silent show of backup, or maybe possession. Setting up the fireworks, he says proudly, as if that explains anything. I arch a brow. You told everyone there'd be fireworks, right? His expression goes blank. Why would I do that? And that's when I know he might be part of a biker gang, but he has yet to see the kind of dark the rest of us live in. Because the moment the first firework cracks through the air like a gunshot, half the wedding party, including Celine, her 3 husbands, Lily and Max, drop for cover or whip out firearms. The poor idiot yelps and ducks. Arms flailing, I can't help it. I laugh hard. Something sharp and reckless twists in my chest. Part of me craves the danger of the woman behind me, and the other craves the golden retriever in the bushes who just tried to surprise us with fireworks and almost got shot for it. Weddings might not be my thing, but this chaos. Yeah, I could get used to this. Acknowledgements. This book started as a whisper in that back of my mind, a spark that grew into something darker, deeper, and more intimate than I ever expected. It's a story about survival, about grief, about clawing your way to the top even when the world is determined to bury you. It's also about love, the kind that burns, that breaks you open, that stays. This story pulled pieces from my heart, and I wouldn't have made it through without the people who stood beside me. To my sister Jalis, your belief in me has never wavered. Thank you for always being in my corner, no matter what. To the Colton who reminded me that dreams don't have expiration dates. Thank you for listening to every excited ramble, for your patience, and for reminding me I'm allowed to want this. To Shelby and Maricia, light, positivity and unwavering belief in me helped me remember my own. Your encouragement gave me drive when I needed it most. To Ashley, Kirsten, and Victoria, thank you for lending me your brilliant minds, your honest feedback, and your encouragement. Your support helped shape this story into what it is.
And with that, we reached the end of the book. Hope that you did like it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give us a like. See you next time. Bye.